Alrighty. So, in the last session, after much investigation and much pain and agony at the Lord's Manor, between Ereval trying to defend and not doing a very good job, and being accosted by ghosts, quasits, and other creatures of fiendish nature, after returning back to town to check on the skull and make sure it's still here, when accompanied by Ereval, much to everyone's surprise, he had been possessed the entire time by a bone devil, which Cordelia managed to figure out by sensing good and evil when he was within the room, also noticing that he was eyeing the skull a great deal, as well as after quickly assaulting him to bring out this being. It was also swiftly figured out that he was here as a bargaining chip while transporting the devil, trying to get the skull as a final contract. And after having the contract written by Mallory, sealed with the scripture, you saw it quickly left Ereval Rothanel, and also had left him alive as to per agreement through the contract, as well as meeting the strange little imp that has been accompanying Cordelia secretly this entire time, going by the name of Ichor. After much recollection and an exhausting night and preparing for the assault and baiting of a trap for trying to draw out the hags who so desperately sought out the skull, and you figured out that they were trying to resurrect a previous night hag, probably one of the head leaders of the matriarch for the coven, for the assumption that you have. It is very obvious that this might provide a great option to draw them out and for everyone else to set up for an assault in the forest where they seem to be most comfortable. In the midst of the night, while Cordelia slept, the armor was dropped off. Ichor was fiddling with one of the helms and brought it over to her before being swung at again. Mallory was studying diligently over different spells and other pieces of the journal that she's been able to read over from the good Lord, as well as watch over Ereval and make sure that the contract has been fulfilled properly and accordingly. After making the deal with the devil, is not any devil is really trustworthy as 100%, and to make sure that the contract was correctly fulfilled and no loopholes were found. Which he did wake up in the middle of the night and seems to have been recovering, but though without the devil inside him, seems very exhausted and worn out still. Khaldir, he spent a great amount of time studying over the clockwork bow that he had and managed to copy down some of the schematics and how it flips between the blade and has the arcane orb that would contain whatever element that was imbued into the mechanics of it at the time of creation. Very complex, a very difficult craft, but if you had time you might be able to recreate one of the orb chambers that gives its initial power, and might be able to recreate this effect, as well as finagled with your wrist mount that you had acquired from the Lord's basement. And Mill, you had a heartfelt but also very depressing dream of where you were walking in Celestia once more, and your patron had been beside you, though you did not have fruition to lay eyes upon your patron once again, but just to at least witness the lands that you came from and to be informed that you were doing good, especially in saving Ereval.
Aye.
So now we've finally come to daybreak. Most of the Radiant Shield members have headed out to the forest. They've all gotten ready for the plan of assault and defense.
Did I even tell them the plan?
No, but it would take a while for them to get out there, so they got most of their supplies out there ahead of time for the setup.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like...
Which, at this point, Hushan would also have gone, and the only other one left would be Lumiere. As he finally wakes up to the early morning. For those of you who probably have eventually come down to the eatery, there was no other racket for the night, and Ereval seems still very exhausted and resting as best as he can. You could tell, Valerie, as you look at him, even though he breathes shallow, he's still stable, but you could tell his body's readjusting to not having the strength of the Bone Devil within him, and it seems to have worn him out a great deal.
Mallory, can I ask you something?
Sure. What is it?
I saw that earlier you were able to turn into me, right?
It's a yes, in a way.
I had a question about the... Well, considering that we're going into a forest with a bunch of people we don't know, and hags can also change shape, do you think their ability is similar?
Well, roll arcane.
For that, yes, you would know that it's entirely possible. They could be hiding in plain sight.
Well, the main point I was going to drive at is, can you, like, alter your own clothing while you do that, or are you just an image of the person?
Oh yes, no, all of it really. You become the other person. It's not a disguise. It's you. I think they could actually, if they infiltrated early. I do believe that one of the types of hags truly enjoys living in human society and spreading darkness and gossip and ruining communities from within.
Well, I can at least trust all of you enough. I think that we should get some kind of identifier and put it underneath our clothes. Because they don't know it's there to begin with. They won't know to change it.
That is true, but changing your form also doesn't allow you to gain access to one's memory. We could come up with a passcode or some sort of hidden phrase.
Are we going to have a passcode for every single member of the Radiant Shield? Also, couldn't they simply hear the passcode?
Well, if they had already infiltrated, that's besides the point. I was just speaking of us. Us four.
Yes, I guess we should start with that. Let's go get everybody else then. Let's go get food done.
Yes.
So,
Let's all go to the...
as you come down, Lumiere will already be sitting there. Mel, Cordelia, I assume you come down, and Cordelia, you donned your new armor.
I don't... Oh yeah, no, I did. Because I needed to make sure it fit properly.
Wow, that looks really fancy. I'm gonna poke it. All that metal, can you even move?
Surprisingly. That's a bit heavier than what I'm used to.
Yeah, It does positively gleam, though. That's a positive.
Yes, you look absolutely resplendent.
Yes. I'm going to need to dirty it up a bit. It doesn't feel right having it so shiny.
They should make that a service these days, you know. Give ripped clothes and all that. Dirty up a bit.
I had considered starting a clothing line like that before I left. You know, just really cutting up common clothes and removing utility from them.
But it makes one look so fashionable. Like, you're earthly. A walker of the world.
Really makes you look like the common man.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Definitely not.
I have not seen an Amber Alert in like 400 years.
Is it for you? Have you been kidnapped, Brad?
There's apparently a 3-year-old girl who kidnapped, and a 2-year-old girl.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
that's
Holy
awful.
shit.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Fucking shit.
Well, I'm not in the position. As the great Summit 1G once said, I'm in my house in my pajamas.
Mill, how are you doing today?
You see, Mill is not eating as much as he once would.
Mill, what's wrong? You've hardly touched your third plate.
I've been replaced by a hag. No.
What a twist!
What? In a weird way, as he's slowly eating, not his usual fast pace, trying to gobble stuff down as fast as he possibly could. He kind of doesn't seem to hear you. Actually.
Mill? Mill?
Got this far glossed off look. Just, you know, you finally snap him here and he's like, what?
Are you alright? You're very out of it.
Yeah, yes, I'm fine. His eyes kind of look a little, I don't know if that would show on an ASMR space.
It might.
I don't know.
It might.
You'd notice that there might have been some tear going on.
Did something happen, Mill?
just homesick.
Sure you get to go back there someday.
I hope to.
So, as for our plan, as it stands right now, we do not really have much ground on the hags, etc. The only thing I can really conjure up as an idea is we bait them with the skull,
Yes, that is what we discussed earlier.
and then using Cordelia's magic, we follow them, and either catch them by surprise or at least end up at their location. One or the other.
Hopefully not. I've been reading a bit on hags, and we do not want to fight them in the hut like that again. We were lucky.
Is the hut like their home? I would assume it's the home turf. Were the floorboards enchanted to eat us or something?
No, they just receive. They become stronger in the hearth and home. I don't know quite why. I didn't get that far. but we do know that we want to draw them out, as opposed to charging in recklessly.
Hmm. Well, as far as drawing them out, our first idea could be that we could simply post watches, and when we find a homunculus, we try to give it an ultimatum to get them to come out of their hut. But considering that we're currently rather adept at, killing things, and we already killed 2 of their sisters, I don't think they're going to want to go outside and meet us. How... Ooh, wait a second. Mallory, you can turn into other people, can't you?
Yes, you did ask that question.
You can turn into other people. So we have you turn into the hag that we killed earlier. And then when it appears, you start screaming for help.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Oh. Well, I suppose that could work, but
Well, how else are we going to get them to leave their huts? They have a sense of desperation about it.
That is true. It is worth a shot.
I mean, Mill, do you have any better ideas? You're the expert.
No.
The only other thing that you might know of Mill is specific items that hags and covens usually carry, between a precious black stone, a bag made of sinew and flesh that collects the souls of people that they've corrupted, and the eye, which has been confirmed destroyed for the time being, but you're not sure in this many of days if they've remade the eye. But the stone, you also know, allows them to travel to the ethereal plane.
I'm relaying information about stones and ethereal planes.
So we could beef up the authenticity a little bit.
And also, if you want to make a weird bag of sinew stuff.
Is that leather, or is that, do we need to go skin something alive? Is that how this works?
Human flesh.
Human flesh, man.
Oh. I don't think we're going to be making one of those.
I mean, we got like a bandit somewhere.
Lumiere
He'd have to do some pretty awful things for me to want to skin him.
Lumiere chimes in, is like, there is that thug that's probably still hanging in the gallows
See, he's
tree.
all for it, which is kind of fucked up.
I mean, this is kind of a for the greater good kind of situation. It still is really fucked up.
If luckily the wolves didn't eat it, and the crows didn't peck through it.
And I was just getting on the good side of the gods.
Yes, let's go defile a corpse.
Maybe we can do without the bag. Or we can just go buy a leather bag. I bet they won't be able to tell the difference from however the hell they're looking at us. How long does your turning into other people last?
You know, I haven't had the chance to use it for very long, but I believe it would be up to an hour, roughly.
Alright, so that leaves it to the current plan. We can modify this a little bit. We have the skull exposed so that it's visible. We have multiple sentries. And we need a signal for you to... Does it allow you to mimic a voice? Huh?
I believe so, yes.
Well, then we're going to need a signal so that once we spot it, you can perform your spell, then start screaming in agony as if somebody is torturing you for information.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I know it's not pretty work, but if they're desperate enough, they might come themselves. Especially if they also see the skull, they might think it's worth the risk.
That is true. It seems to be our best plan.
Alright, yeah, and we should probably have a code word that we exchange with everybody that we know so far probably isn't an undercover hag.
Yes, yes.
Unicorn?
That's right. I was hoping for something that we could put into a normal sentence.
That's probably a better idea. How about murky?
Murky. Yes, I could use that.
Then just work it into a sentence.
Oh, have you seen the swamps this time of year? They're rather murky.
The outlook for this venture looks rather murky at best.
The old man's eyes, they're graying over and murky.
Yeah, see, there we go. I like this. Okay, well, I guess there really isn't much else to do. Oh, yes, actually. We should probably establish that before we have a chance to be listened in on. What do we want the trigger to be for you to start screaming? Because we'll probably need to yell it so they can hear it. So you can hear it, hopefully.
Preferably something loud and obvious, like I don't know, a gunshot?
I haven't had the chance to make more bullets.
Don't you have... I don't know the principle very well, but don't you have blanks?
I mean, I'm also kind of out of powder.
Oh dear.
I must admit I was a little excited to study Velspel. But yes, I guess I have 20 left. I'm sure I won't need all of them.
No.
No. That sounds like a too low of a number.
How about if we just scream homunculus? Let's just go with that.
Very well.
Well, actually, that might make it run away and make it run out of audible range. How about dinner's ready?
Dinner is ready. Very well.
At least that might not make it run away immediately. We wanted to hear the screaming, obviously. Okay, alright.
Kaldir, while you're having this discussion with Maui, you notice out of the corner of your eye a piece of bacon slips from Mill's plate. Not like his close as something is stealing it.
Claudia, is your imp at the table?
What?
Do you not remember this?
No, That was so weird. It sounded like you said Cordelia and Caldear at the same time. I was like,
Cordelia.
Cordelia? I was like, what?
Cordelia.
Cordelia?
I was like, what?
That is terrifying. God, don't link that in my
Should
chat
I
ever
know?
again.
I don't keep track of him.
Oh god, I'm afraid.
Dude, it's absolutely terrifying.
Mallory like grabs like a piece of bacon from her plate and holds it up for Ikora.
Quickly snatches it. Delicious. Thank you.
Good thing we have the the family imp.
He's our mascot, man.
Radiant Shield. What's your mascot? An imp. What?
I mean, now that Reagan is gone,
Heresy!
Strung up by his own petard.
we need a new mascot.
Chino, please, no claws. No claws.
So, as Lumiere is listening to this as well. So you're going to go around the woods for a while as the hag. I'll be sure to warn everyone else and make sure they wait for the signal.
Well, the initial plan involved, so I guess, yeah, that is another good point. We could just simply wander around the woods as the hag. But I feel that might also give it away, because I feel like a hag would never be lost. It'd probably just use its magic or something.
Well, you have to understand, not all hags have magic.
They don't?
No, not at all.
We are talking about the magical creature hag that tried to kill us, right? Not like just old women.
Yes, actually, hags need to be around their home. That's what I was speaking of.
I guess, yeah, that is another excellent point. If you're wandering around the woods acting like you were wounded, that might get them to come even faster.
I could do the old limp.
Mill, also, in the unlikelihood that they managed to check out, the dead sister's house and find out there was actually 2 headless corpses, could you hide one of the skulls in your bag? So the ruse isn't given up immediately.
Oh yeah.
Having 2 skulls on your belt is a little too on the nose.
Listen. I guess.
That's another interesting question. Do you want to carry the skull?
It's innate. It's inert.
Yes, I know, but
Does it matter?
they might try to aid you even more if they see the skull. Think you stole it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking if you think that's a good idea or a
Oh
bad
no, that's a
idea.
wonderful idea. I thought that was the plan initially. All right. Yes, I shall carry the skull.
Alright then, well. I'm gonna keep it in the bag till we get to the forest and you change, because they might already be kind of watching us.
True. Well, if they are, then that's already... Everything is already moot. Because they'd watch me transform.
Yeah, fair enough.
We need to find a way to get me there undetected somewhat.
Well, I
Ikora,
suspect-
Yes?
is anything spying on us right now?
I can't see all invisibles. I only listen.
I see. Could you try looking?
I pay attention closely.
Thank you.
Well, most of the plan would already be ruined anyway if they were watching to begin with. I'm just going to anticipate that they haven't relocated all of their spies to where we are now because it was a spur-of-the-moment decision. So let's just assume we aren't being watched, because if we are, well, our entire plan's already down the drain.
Oh dear, what a thing to assume. All right.
Aren't they magical? Can't you just detect them through a wall or something?
Not really how that works. Well,
Let's head out to the forest and see if we get followed. Let's start there.
yes. Well, one step at a time, really.
Yeah, the mayor sits up and we won't be far behind. I'll be sure to bring the message quickly to everyone and make sure they keep a close pace, but nothing too tight, so it could be approached.
And considering it would be the Hag's forest, would it be pertinent for us to act as an angry mob chasing her? That might make them even more desperate.
That's interesting. Wouldn't an angry mob catch up to a hag quickly?
Have us act like we're getting hampered by the swampy terrain, perhaps?
It's not,
I don't know how well we could act.
without horses, a hag could easily outpace someone in the swamp.
Then perhaps we should do this.
Because this adds even more in desperation.
But then would they run out to help? That is the question.
If
Would
you
they
have
not
the skull.
But would they not beckon me inside? It's rather suspicious if I had the skull and I did not enter into the coven home.
Well, this entire plan hinges on them being so desperate that they rush out to help.
But hear me out. Wouldn't it be more fitting if I don't know, someone shot me and I fell?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
And it looks like I cannot get up and they need to rush out to aid me for the skull? Although I admit I would rather not get shot, so
But you just act like you got shot. I'd rather not shoot you either.
How I was wondering if someone had some sort of I don't know, minor illusion along with me, so they could do the initial bow and arrow shot, and I could minor illusion myself and be like, oh no!
I could just break an arrow shaft in half and just glue it to your knee.
But then I'd be walking around with an arrow shaft in my knee.
Fucking hate you so much.
Just a fucking arrow shaft glued.
I used to be a hag like you, but then they shot me in the knee.
Come on, that was a clear setup.
I'm getting ice cream. That's what that deserves. Ugh.
So, Cordelia, do you want to act as the tiebreaker here? Angry mob or injured hag that can't get up?
Well, why not both?
Angry mob into injured hag?
Or actually, no. My plan would require a smaller force.
They both sound ridiculous.
Then do you have a better idea? Our ears are open.
Not really, no. You couldn't just set their home on fire, could you? That'd make them run out.
Do you honestly believe that the hag... come on, that building's probably fireproof.
Perhaps? That's an interesting thought, actually. Would it be fireproof? You know, we could test this kind of thing. We do know of another abandoned hag home.
Well, that one was just shoddily made. I'm pretty sure that was like an outpost or they were new.
Yeah. You saw them literally push through a mud wall.
Mill, monster expert. Do you think that hags would fireproof their house? That really cuts a lot of holes in the current plan. It would just streamline it to have them steal the skull, find where they live, and shoot a couple fire arrows at it. But I mean, isn't it the ground that's magical, not their hut themselves? Couldn't they just stand slightly outside of it and burn us?
I don't know that much. All I know is that they receive extra power when they're around their home.
Yes, around, implying that we'd have to burn a lot more than just the hut.
Well, if I could effectively destroy the radius, I would, but short of, I don't know, some sort of incredible explosion, I don't think that's very viable.
Oh yeah, Mill went to get some ice cream from the bar.
The ice cream bar?
Oh, don't come back here.
Welcome to my parlor.
Said the spider to the fly.
But on a side note, yeah, he would say yes. That they would at least fireproof their home if they're a coven, just so it's better protected. Not all hag houses would be.
Yeah, they live in a forest. I would... 9 times out of 10, if I lived in a forest, I'd also want my house to be fireproof if I could do it.
I mean, to be fair, they could just put out any fires like really quickly anyway with magic. So it's kind of like, why would you fireproof your home if you?
I mean, it prevents you from expending magical resources.
Right, but a fireproofing a hut is expensive. It's not cheap.
You throw some muck up there.
So,
You got to make sure nothing can catch.
if our goal is to create an air of desperation, I feel that you just laying in the forest injured, all that would simply do is make them send out one of their quasi-familiar creatures and just have it lead you back to their hut. I feel that would probably make the situation much worse.
Oh, my knee.
I can only be helped by a hag of top rank or greater, preferably multiple.
Oh, God.
Are you the leader, hag? No, you can't help me.
Then die!
Stand here while the next one comes out here. Would it be reasonable to assume that all those pixies out in the forest are also working for the hags?
I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Because when we raided the home, a couple of crazy-looking pixies were on the outskirts of the battle, but they did not come and rush to the hag's aid. In fact, they actually stayed away. That makes me think that they're more corrupted by the hag than controlled by it.
Because we need to make sure we have the hag's attention when we start doing this, because it has a time limit of an hour, and if it runs out while they're watching before they decide to take action, it would not only look incredibly stupid, it would also alert them to what we're doing.
Well, never mind the fact that I'll be out in the front by myself, looking at a bunch of hags, and would probably die.
Well, hopefully we'd be able to see the hags coming. Well, if you're not comfortable with it, we can always just go with the skull bait plan and, go confront the hags at their own home headquarters, unless you can change somebody else's shape.
I mean, honestly, okay, so how to get hags to come out of the coven home? They want the skull. They want pain and death and misery.
They haven't brought themselves out so far, even when they knew where I was.
Yes. Perhaps we're being too elaborate. Maybe we need something simpler, something more old-fashioned.
Yell that we have the skull and we're going to smash it?
Yes, something simple as that.
Don't they know that it'll just regenerate itself?
Well,
Oh! I have a better idea.
yes?
You draw a really big and elaborate arcane circle and say you've discovered a way to break its ability to regenerate.
I can do you one better. I could attempt to perform a ritual to transfer the soul from the skull into a small dog or some sort. And then we kill it, and the soul moves on.
We have to make sure that Homunculus is watching when you say that, though.
I can't actually do that, but I can pretend.
You see, that's the other important question, is that they've already sent a myriad of small and annoying creatures at us. What? Oh, I just went to sleep because I haven't moved my mouse in so long. The main issue with that is, do you really think they aren't just going to send a bunch of pixies at us again? If we do something like that?
I don't know. I believe we've proven ourselves stronger than that. I mean, they've continued to bring stronger and stronger things, like that Quasit or whatever.
And also, with the entire force of the Radiant Shield nearby, I don't think they're going to be too keen to simply roll over and come say hello to a large group of monster hunters.
Okay, so if distracting them won't work, if storming their home won't work, what do we do?
We'll go knock on the front door.
Well, it's not that the previous two options won't work, it's that they carry the risk of the ruse being discovered. Do you think that they knew about Iravel's demon?
No, I don't. Oh! What if we make it a huge announcement that we've discovered witchcraft here, and that we plan to take this skull and purify it in the temple to the north, and we are all moving in a caravan?
This seems a bit outlandish.
Well, it would make us vulnerable to ambush.
In a way. Aren't we also putting a lot of people's lives in danger by staging an attack at a temple?
But what? At a temple? No, they'd attack us in the swamp. The temple is far beyond their reach. Our path puts us through the swamp, where they probably are. They'd have no choice but to stop us from passing to Zerdonomy.
It probably is a slightly better idea. I guess. I guess, when it boils down to it, they'll probably try to attack us and get the skull back if we come anywhere near their home to begin with.
Exactly.
With themselves anyway, so...
Yes.
This is probably an effective plan.
I mean, strategizing wasn't always my strong point, so or whatever.
So,
Cordelia, you've been. What do you think?
I don't even know anymore.
Well, it sounds like we may be expounding on this too much.
let's go with the temple purification plan. If that fails, random hag robbery.
Sounds good.
Alright, so once we leave this dining hall, we've all found an amazing way to be able to purify the skull, and we need to go to the temple. That's all we want to talk about, alright?
Oh, and I mean, we could use our connection, the lord of this land, to spread that rumor. Who says we have to leave immediately? Preparations must be done and all that.
I mean, I think the Radiant Shield sitting out in the swamp and vulnerable to attack is a general indicator that we should probably try to leave pretty quickly.
Fair enough.
Those wolves were pretty awful, and we were only out there for a short few hours.
Yes, this is very true. All right, then let us leave immediately.
Let's just talk loudly about it. I'm sure they have some ears in the swamp somewhere that'll hear it on the way.
This requires a lot of assumptions, but very well.
I mean, so far we've assumed nothing, and they've shown up at just about every turn, so I'm pretty comfortable assuming this time.
I don't even think we have to talk loudly about it. I think we just have to exist up there.
Yes, I feel that just carrying the skull out there will entice them to come after us.
So,
I'll be sure to quickly try and throw together some wagons that we can use as an escort car.
Do we really need wagons? Aren't we just walking there?
You really think they would approach that many people?
It's actually, to be fair, if we hide everybody in a wagon, they might think it's less threatening.
everybody's getting wagoned.
Alright. Yeah, okay. We finally settled on a plan. After our, 40-minute breakfast. And it's about as convoluted as it can get.
Those are the best plans. The ones with many, many pieces and layers.
Juicy, juicy layers.
With this is where Mel chimes in and says, like an ogre.
Oh.
So, at this point, Lumiere will go out and quickly draw everyone back and get to getting the wagons underway.
I will take the skull out and just basically have it in the crook of my arm. Making sure it's actually, is that too weird to walk on with a weird night hag skull in the middle of a town?
I mean, you might have to look at it, like study it as you walk.
I mean, you know what? Mill's walking around with skulls on his belt. I think I can do this.
Yeah. Obviously, also proclaiming what you found would definitely lead to everyone kind of making way. So, you quickly garner, I would imagine, as much attention as you possibly can.
Yeah, I'm talking very loudly about our amazing discovery to purify.
Oh dear!
This skull, this is a horrible artifact, and we're going to finally destroy the damn thing. It's awful.
Yes, it's so wonderful that Cordelia knew of these clerics through the swamp.
Are you sure that they won't just go kill the clerics?
Oh shit.
It's a good thing that the main component happens to be the skull and Cordelia's presence.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
and the clerics have many paladin guards. It's insultable.
Oh my god.
They called it.
This is a cleric. Many things, like how to exorcise spirits from seemingly mundane objects.
So stupid. Do we need to roll performance checks for this or something?
Yeah, give me a performance. All of you give me a goddamn performance.
My hand is just in
Oh,
my
no.
fucking
Yeah.
face.
Oh no.
Woo! There you go,
Oh my
boy.
god.
Fuck.
It
is-
I left mine on advantage, so I got a 0.
Okay, well, I got a
Did
10.
the best. I got
I'm-
0.
I'm the only actor.
It is the cringiest, fakest shit anyone has ever seen. But you can tell, like,
This is why my hand's in my face.
yeah, like,
Oh, God.
even Lumiere is just kind of sitting there, like,
Shh.
Mill walks a little bit further behind just so he's not associated with you.
yeah. Oh my fucking god.
You make sure you know.
I think this could still work.
You're doing excellent, Calder.
Yes, I think the smile is really selling it.
Yeah, like that fucking, like, really obviously forced fucking...
Like toothy, yeah. Like he's got all his dragon teeth showing.
Fucking scary as shit. Alrighty. So, Lumiere heads out quickly to do that. You see the group
Oh no, he gets to escape this. Oh.
as you're going about town, and you can see 3 wagons are quickly made up. They clearly spend probably a good amount of their funds that they have left.
Wow, on our shitty plan. I mean, actually, I don't think it's that shitty. It's multi-tiered.
You could definitely tell that it's garnered some attention. Other townsfolk think you. Yeah, fucking. You could definitely tell that some people think you're just kind of full of shit, and then there's other people who it kind of grabs their attention, but then they walk away quickly because as soon as they hear like witchcraft, they're just immediately hauling ass because they want nothing to do with it.
Heresy.
At least they'll be talking about it. That's an upside. Yeah, so I very obviously just have the skull out.
Alrighty, so
I take him to the gallows.
triple gallows.
What?
So
They put so much money.
you start following up with this plan. Everyone starts packing into the wagons, getting ready on their carts, and so forth. You all start heading out into the swamps. So there's going to be 3 wagons. Would you be on the front, middle, or back wagon?
I'm going on the front.
Yeah, I'm going on the front. I mean, I have the skull.
Oh, I was thinking middle would make more sense, but. Or wouldn't the end be the most fitting? Because it's also the most vulnerable, and we want them to attack us.
Well, but if they feel that we're well defended and we have the skull, and they see that all of this, they might bring themselves more so than ever.
That's true. All right.
If we're easy, they might send something useless.
Alrighty. Oh, at this point, while leaving, you do see Hushan and a few others packing in. Hushan's going to the back cart as Lumiere takes the middle. Just quickly dosh everyone to locations. At this point, you can tell that some of them are trying to be slightly more tactful and Others are just kind of quickly stacking up with others. You see the two dwarfs kind of start sidling beside one of the carts, just kind of escorting it. The other one kind of sits in the back, and the other one is with the one person who's with your cart looks kind of like a trapper as he gets onto the front of the wagon, just kind of leading it along.
Your acting is terrible.
My acting was passable, Mill, and you know it.
I'd like to.
I like to see you cut out.
I think we were quite convincing.
Yes, you especially, Cordelia. I liked the touch where you screamed at the 4-year-old. Skull!
Heresy!
It was awful. Like, I'm probably going to have nightmares about it tonight. Like, that... Wow.
Well, you know what? The next time we make a plan, you can make a plan, and we can all cringe.
No.
But we
Plan
normally
was fine.
cringe anyway.
The plan
That is-
was fine, but the acting wasn't.
It's easy to be a critic.
Oh, it is. I could also get like a second opinion as he now screams out for Lemaire's opinion.
Oh, God.
Lumiere, what's your opinion? It was shit, mate!
Hey, shit, mate! What's Jesus Christ?
You look like a bunch of daft cunts walking around rolling with your fist in your ass.
Oh no!
This goes super fucking Australian.
It looks like somebody piled their garbage bags on the road.
As you're traveling around for a while, going through the swamps, you get a good ways before, finally, after a few hours into the swamp, you do come across a roadblock.
This place is really familiar. Have we been? Sorry, this is like a metagaming thing. Have we played on this map before?
When I did a one-shot once.
Oh shit!
Yeah. But it
Was
was,
that like a swamp
rotated
monster?
90 degrees.
I wasn't a part of it. I came back drunk during this.
Holy shit! I just had a serious case of deja vu. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
So you've come upon the roadblock. Is clearly somebody piled rocks here deliberately in mass.
Okay, this is 100% intentional.
Oh, who would have thought? Oh no! The road is blocked. It looks like we need to stop. Hopefully, no one accosts us while we are vulnerable.
Wow, you're really trying to sell the bit, aren't you?
Go ahead and roll me a performance.
We're too deep already.
I wish to roll Constitution.
The same exact one.
Fucking damn.
I am consistent. Okay.
Did you ever act, Mallory? You're clearly a professional.
Oh, thank you. I try.
As you're looking around, you could see Lumiere and the few other carts getting fairly nervous. You could see the dwarf kind of settles up. As he approaches, he's like, roadblock that's going to get rather annoying. At that point, you could see he kind of whispers. He's like, "There's things in the woods around us." Go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Can I forego my perception check to cast mage armor on myself?
Sure.
Good at perception.
I perceptioned the fuck out of that, dude.
I'm ready to perceive time and space.
1.
Damn, we good.
All right. So all around you see scarecrows.
What?
They look like they're made of people,
Oh God!
and they're all strung up on the trees.
I want to shoot one of my light crossbow bolts at it.
All right.
I've never made this macro because I never thought I would use it.
So go ahead and give me a shot.
What does that even use? Dex?
What?
or-
D20 plus
yeah,
Dex.
Yeah, D20 plus Dex.
Plus dex, plus proficiency.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name it Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Okay.
All right. So you go to fire. Unfortunately, it kind of connects with some of the trees.
They seem suspicious. Eyes of the grave. I want to know if they're actually undead.
Undead. You do this? No. It's no undead in the area,
Okay,
but it's very
it's just spooky.
very clearly put into place there, but freshly made from human corpse.
Yes, I see them. That is, rather grotesque. Let's get these rocks out of the way.
Aye.
They might be
We'll
some
hop
kind
off the
of
cart.
threat. They're not threatening.
I walk back and hand Sir Lumiere the skull.
You just gave him the. You just targeted him.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go move rocks. I don't know what's gonna happen over there. I don't want to get ambushed and have it stolen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
time.
from.
The two dwarfs go sidling up.
The
as well.
strength men.
They just start hefting rock after rock into the water.
Good luck. Mallory
I'll
says-
try, but I mean, since my strength sucks, I'll pretty much just grab, like, kind of climb up and grab the ones near the top and roll them in.
You see the two dwarfs kind of just chuckling, and they just keep chuckling. They're like, "Oh, what? A dragonborn who's not stronger than ever. This is the first time I've ever seen that. You milk
Racist.
drinker too."
Well, sorry.
Oh, look at this lass. She's hurling them as hard as this big tall guy here.
Give him that mill salute. Come on.
Come on, we're doing.
Go dwarfish banner.
I don't talk to dwarves. They're weird.
It's true.
Look at him. Shorter than me. Little does he know, everybody's shorter than him. Oh my god.
So
We're moving.
you start
After stone.
you start taking your time and moving these hefty stones. They're got quite a lot of girth. You can tell whoever did this did it quickly, preemptively, and had a lot of help probably. It took.
I wish you, as moving stone, take a gander at the hot scarecrow crowd, really noticing the bulges of my muscles. You know what I mean?
The other thing I wanted to ask about is, do the rocks look like they're from the swamp, or do they look like they're different?
They look like they're from the swamp. You could see
Okay.
different sides that where like the muck has set for a while, and then other, clearly fresh moved because they have that water line along with the moss marking one side.
Okay, so
So something moved this in mass very quickly.
do they look like they've like recently dried?
This, yes.
Okay, yeah. Algiers already taking this as an excellent sign.
So,
Do I
as-
roll perception to be perceptive as I move these rocks and look at my scarecrow?
yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Alright, hit me with it.
Alright.
They're scarecrows, alright.
You,
The scarecrow fucks you in the ass.
oh God!
Ooh,
Yeah,
I performed a check earlier.
you look at the scarecrow, but as there's a storm rolling in, the clouds seem to gather around. You see the clothes shifting, but it seems to be the breeze as kind of wind kicks up and pushes it to one side. See the head snap to one side as you can see the sinew and other dried flesh has been kind of stitched down. The hood flips back and you see there's no eyes in this disgusting display of mutilation.
That's why I wasn't going to point them out. I feel it would be a major morale dropper if they saw human scarecrows. Just going to be honest.
oh no, I wasn't gonna be like, holy shit! Look at that!
So, as you're finishing up, you see a glimmer of light in the woods. At this point, you can kind of see the tents and on the wagon, kind of shuffling around. People are moving around. You can see a few of the other order members are getting ready, and some seem to be drawing their weapons. As it all feels very tense as the clouds kind of darken the area. The glowing lights bring a very foreboding sense, as it seems to kind of shift between the thicker of the trees. You just hear just thud after thud of something large walking, splashing through the forest. You can hear the other knights and so forth getting ready. They all start getting up.
Mill or hags usually loud enough to make that noise.
Valid check of no.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Am I gonna throw up or am I just gonna hiccup? One of the two has to happen.
Disgusting.
I'm just saying, like, I'm getting a little bit salty. Oh my god.
I mean, it's definitely salty.
Okay.
So,
Well, we're being accosted by potentially a giant right now. It's coming towards us.
What?
We're hearing some really loud thuds. There's a storm rolling in.
Oh, damn.
at this point, in one of the trees, you do see another one of these. As it quickly flutters off after you can tell it was looking at you all for a brief moment, clearing the rocks, and lands near one of the scarecrows. You can see its head kind of turn and snap towards Sue Lumiere, who has the skull in plain sight for all to see, to try and be bait in the better.
See, I trust Lumiere. He's in plate armor. He knows what he's doing.
He's in plate armor. He's got all this backup with him.
He's got the
Definitely
backstreet
nothing
boys
could
with
go
him.
wrong there, right?
At this point, the thudding quickens, and you hear the tree line break. As for a brief moment, everyone's immediately caught off guard, and one of the wagons gets completely turned over. You hear the loud crash of wood. As suddenly, you turn around, and you witness two hags standing on the front porch of a mobile house.
You bitches!
Oh my god. Well played. Well
Mobile home!
fucking played.
At this point, you see one of them.
This is the Eris RV. That's what this is.
How did it reach here so fast?
It just quickly ran up.
Hey.
At this point, you do see one of the witches reach out. Give us our sister! Go, brother! As immediately as everyone's knocked over, two of the knights have been crushed by the cart. Unfortunately,
Oh no!
you see a cat launch out and jump on top of Lumiere. and immediately start mauling and clawing at him as everyone else is knocked over for the time. And at that point,
I am not surprised. That's all that matters.
at this point, you do see the scarecrows start shifting as the other one,
Come! Quickly kill these little bastards!
as all the scarecrows actually start coming to life now. And you see rats and bats pouring out of them.
Oh dear. Well, we can at least find a small amount of comfort in the fact that we were never going to be able to lure them outside of their house.
Well played.
I mean, who knew they had a mobile home?
That is the fucking best plot twist. I was totally not expecting a mobile home. That is beautiful.
You know what's funny is that, like, neither of us accounted for this. This was all natural. They just happened to have a mobile home.
I mean, to be fair, that probably is the best defense. Is, you know, if the only place your house was your home, have your home move with you.
Exactly.
Wow, everyone was caught off guard.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't. I was ready.
Oh,
Yeah, fine.
I thought I
That's
saw a
okay.
9. Never mind.
Don't worry, I got this natural one.
A natural, a +1. You mean?
Oh yeah, you know. My dex is like 2.
And then for the other parties, they will be there, but mainly focusing on the ones near you for now.
I immediately feel like shit for the fact that I just got 2 knights crushed with our retarded plan.
I mean, you didn't know.
I mean,
didn't
sometimes knights get crushed. It's okay.
Better them than us.
It's true, because if
Wow.
you were, imagine if
Now
it was your
that-
cart
that-
holding it.
Wow. Well, shouldn't we be in the middle cart or the back cart, Caldy?
Hey, exactly.
I mean, actually, to be fair, depending on which one had the skull, it could have ended the exact same way.
Pretty fucking much.
No, see, it's always the middle cart. Everyone knows that. It's always the middle cart.
The middle
Haven't you
cart
watched
gets
enough movies?
fucking destroyed every time, son. Fucking.
See that Sir Arabella got fucked up. I mean, fucking shouldn't have given his damn bow back. It would have been really helpful here.
Airball's not with you. He's still.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying out loud that, you know, I should have kept his damn bow. That thing would have been really useful here.
Yeah.
Palsier's too nice of a person.
So.
Oh, the homunculus is gonna get in on this shit.
Oh yeah, he is.
I guess, yeah, they're going all in. They want this bitch. Do they have horns?
For this one has a elongated, gnarled-looking staff, and very ugly, tattered, ragged clothes with a massive eyeball stuck on it that seems to be twisting around, even though impaled, looking around very quickly, kind of just snapping to whatever comes closest to it. The other one is very elegantly dressed, face is covered over. You're not sure if it's the mask that has horns or if she has horns itself. But she immediately threw out what looked like a cat that transformed into this massive tiger-sized beast that's now mauling Lumiere as he's down on the ground. The hut itself.
Oh my god, the hut has an initiative? This is illegal.
But at the same time, you immediately realize that this is why they were never found.
Yeah, I mean, this would go a very long ways to explain why they're never found. Did the hut move all the rocks? That's the other important question.
It does have arms.
Drive for the mobile home of their sister.
So,
Thing's about to one-shot us into the next world.
alright, so you see the large cat called out as Prowler just starts trying to dig and bite and rip parts of Lumiere off. You just see it quickly lashing and just trying to dig through his armor. The hag's house. Let's see. God damn. Oh my fucking god. This thing's going to quickly root and rack the other two that are there. Oh god. So the first soldier you see quickly gets smashed. You just see him spit blood immediately as he's still on the ground. And then the other one just instantly dies as the other hand comes down, grabs his entire skull, and just...
Oh my god.
We're about to get shown what for I mean to fucking be.
Don't worry! I'll cover you all! Don't let them get away!
I don't think it's about that at this point.
At this point, he runs by the horses and quickly gets up to the house just fearlessly.
Oh, he's going for the fucking ankles on that house.
Bring it down, bring it down.
In the back, you could see the scarecrow and the swarms are quickly moving in on Hushan's cart.
Oh no.
It's really unfortunate that at this time, nobody is really well versed in fire.
Funny joke.
I'm just saying.
What are you talking about? I have plenty of fire.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it currently. Yeah, right? No.
Yeah,
I've
she's used searing bolts
just
or whatever that spell's called.
I've done
Hey.
Scorching Ray like 15 million times.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, so, no.
I'm just still on the ice thing.
You could see Lumiere's quickly being surrounded, the house quickly killing off one of the other knights and stomping on the other. The dwarf charging in to try and defend what's left as the other knights are kind of crushed over. You do see the other scarecrows quickly snapping off their bindings from the trees.
Bill,
It's your turn.
it's your turn.
This is my turn.
Yep.
It's a far walk. No, don't open. Okay, whatever.
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
I guess we're just gonna make my way downtown. That is correct. That's it. Not really interested in double moving, so I can just get hit on my ox when it's not my turn.
Tell you.
Well, everybody knows what I'm gonna do. Draw my gun. Can I move and shoot after drawing a weapon?
That, yeah. Drawing a weapon's just free while moving.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go run up next to Mel. And, you know what? I'm gonna shoot at this hag. I'll show her that she's not out of reach. so I will use grit for advantage.
Does she have cover?
No,
Yeah,
she's
that's it.
standing on the front porch.
Oh, hot damn.
They're basically
Cocky.
like outside. Yeah. Oh, that definitely
21?
hits.
14 damage.
Loud crack of the gun, and you just see part of her shoulder just, and she just quickly snaps as you see the eye turns towards you, and then she turns around to face you.
Oh, I'm going to make you into a belt.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that now she wants to make me into a belt, because that's the end of my turn.
Mallory.
I'm going to save action surge this time. I might need it.
At this point, you just hear Iker screaming as he like tugs on the fucking folds of the tent. It's just like, burn it, burn it.
How high up is the house? It's a massive creature, right?
It's a good 10 feet.
So my question is, if I hit something like right here, would it hit Lumiere and the others?
Right up there, no.
Okay, cool. Well, now that Kaldir has its, she's going to move her hands in esoteric sigils and speak ice knife. But when doing the formula, she changes the ice to fire. Does it hit?
13, unfortunately not.
Damn it. Okay. Well, still
Roll-
does
roll
the...
again. Just do it.
What's up?
Roll again.
Roll again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, even as you throw it, it seems like it's going to connect with the house for a minute, but unfortunately, it just kind of goes a little wide as the hag's twisting. It just manages to miss the roof.
It could still like miss her and hit the house and not hurt the house, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what the second roll is for.
Yeah, that's what it is. Anyways, so yeah, 2d6 fire damage. This is separate, and that's to the house, the hag, and the hag right next to it for a dex save of. Where's the dex save? I think it's 14, 15. Dex save 15.
Alrighty. So, the first hag doesn't, as it kind of catches her tattered clothes on fire. The arid dryness of them alone just still sears her. While the other two, the house is quickly jerking around, and it kind of glances off, even though at an angle it was reaching down to grab the other soldier that popped the head off. As well as the porcelain witch just seems to be kind of mindful of her environment, even though her friend seems to be going all out on it.
Okay, and after that she's gonna run. Did I end my turn?
Okay. So, hex scarecrows. There we are. These are just gonna start moving in quickly. You just hear the witch with the eye.
Go! Take care of that filthy cunt for me!
At this point, you can see they just start moving in. This one's just gonna manage to run up to this guy, and this one's going to just quickly move full action up to you, Calder. The dwarf in the back. You could see him quickly load quickly load his crossbow. He's gonna fire 2 shots at the scarecrow. Don't worry, I got your backs.
From this rock solid position.
He manages to land 1 good shot on him. Good 11 damage. You see one of the arrows come flying by, just gnarls one of the joints immediately as it connects. The other witch, you could see her looking over like,
Stop messing around, sister! Quickly end these nights! We have a skull to reclaim!
at this point, you could see her looking down. She quickly just reaches out, and you see this disgusting ray quickly lash out at all the knights below. And you could see all of them starting to weaken. Even Lumiere seems to be not to be holding himself too well against the cat that seems to be bearing down on him. The homunculus. He's actually going to quickly fly down. Just get him around to behind you, Mallory, and that's where we end up. The swarm of bats are just gonna descend upon the poor bastards. Growl of bug eyes, looking directly at you, Caldier.
No, don't look at me.
God. Alrighty, so there we are. As you see, you're quickly casting out this illusionary creature for a brief moment, as it forms from shadow. You've seen it before. And you realize it's the same spell as the other two witches that are quickly tried to quickly take care of you in their hut previously. And then this
It's about to beam us. It's gonna be great.
It's just gonna quickly scurry up and start devouring these poor souls.
Oh God.
Cordelia.
It just doesn't feel right to do this from behind everyone. 5, 15, 20. Alright. I get up to here. And then I shout out, Hags! Why don't we settle this face to face? And then I will second level command, so it affects both of them.
Oh no.
Approach!
Oh no.
Oh fucking God, this is gonna be good.
It works out, yeah.
Hopefully you haven't fucked the party by setting the giant house to us.
I'm ready.
That's the first one.
That's why it's on the hag specifically.
So, at this point, you see them both bearing down at you. And when it gets to their turn, they'll see what they do.
Oh.
And just for the end of my movement, sword drawn, I'm gonna step up to this little shit.
You see it just bare its fangs. Swarm of bats. Just gonna spend its time quickly flying up to the dwarf. It's maintaining a shield wall. Trapper is going to quickly pull out his longsword, make a multi-attack against the scarecrow. Actually only lands one shot.
I told him he should have slew it.
Manages to do 8 damage to it. We managed to hold the line just enough. Prowler. He's gonna continue tearing into Lumiere as Lumiere is trying to cut back at it at the same time, though weakened for the time being.
feel really bad for Lumer, even though he is kind of racist.
You see Lumer hold up one of his arm guards as he kind of like holds the skull back from Prowler. Seems to quickly trying to lash out and occasionally trying to drag its claw over to try and pull it away. Lumer clearly has his arm in its teeth, but it's not penetrating the armor, thankfully. At this point, you do see in the back lines. The Scarecrow would have gone over here as well. You do see in the back lines what seems like a burst of light and light flame and lightning, as well as others quickly crying out. You could hear the female paladin before raising up her holy seal and just screaming out, "The shield is back down on you! The holy light will burn your heresy from these lands!" At this point, you see just bats and all the other rats kind of just quickly being undone. And the only thing that seems to really withstand most of the attack, which one gets sliced almost in half by Hushan as they're quickly trying to break out from the wagon tent and push forward. At this point, the hag's house, you can see it quickly trying to bear down on the rest of the soldiers again. You do hear one of the hags quickly yell out,
Avoid that one! We don't want our skulls crushed! Stupid thing!
That's interesting. They don't know it regenerates.
So this one will try and bear down on the other soldiers who have been cutting at its legs, and manages to... The one who had been crushed before manages to evade out of the way, as well as the other. He will take. Uh, 24 damage, as you just see him immediately slammed into the water behind the other knight as he's just kind of crushed out of the side of the wagon. Part of the tarp goes flying with him. Pieces of wood go flying everywhere. The wagon itself kind of tipped over. The horses that were flailing around the house just immediately grabs onto one of them, just breaks the back half, and you see its guts spit out the front end. At this point, you see the dwarf quickly just hacking at the bats and rats, just trying to defend himself from all these creatures. Swatting them away, he's just kind of being a little overrun, but luckily he's actually able to keep the rats at bay for the time being. As most of the rats quickly bite at the metal, but his armor is very heavy and sturdy, that able to hold the way. Mill.
Alright. Well, I want to go help my friend, I guess. Excuse me. Hello!
You just see Lumer's... There's blood everywhere. You can see fucked up part of his leg from when he got thrown off the wagon. You can see the
cat.
Yeah, the humongous gnarled looking cat. It has almost gnarled looking arms and claws. And it's just
slather myself in hot blood.
The witch notices.
I'm going to attempt to strike at the cat.
Oh, that definitely connects.
Send him to Davy Jones's locker.
I'm trying.
At this point, the cat just quickly turns at you.
I have no catnip.
But you do recognize that this is definitely the gnarled form of a familiar from one of the hags. Kaldir.
Alright, well, seeing as Dwarf Bro is currently being engaged by otherworldly forces, I would like to intervene on behalf of the Intergalactic Dragon Committee and lightning breath through both of them and into the house.
Oh, very nice.
Hit the button.
As the swarms, you just see multiple bats and rats just falling. You actually immediately bloody them. Their forms not held, and the house doesn't even seem to realize that you struck it full on with the lightning, as it seems intent on following its orders. You can see the house is definitely being chipped away, but doesn't seem to really acknowledge pain.
I kind of assumed as much. And I mean, I guess for the rest of my turn, I'll just draw my rapier because I currently have a visitor to my right. I mean, left.
Alright, Mallory.
So what does casting a spell in the melee range of someone, like, what is that? Does that provoke?
Nope.
If
but
it's
it was...
a ranged, if you're doing an actual like ranged attack one, you'll have disadvantage.
Exactly.
If you're targeting that creature.
Okay. Wait, if I'm targeting that creature, not
Yeah.
if I'm targeting it.
If you're targeting that creature, you would just be regular for anything away from you.
Okay. She turns around to Cordelia and says, "I trust you," and then turns back around and fires 3 bolts of fiery. Well, no. Actually, no. She moves her hands in these strange spherical patterns and summons this small little dot, like a little flicker that falls from the sky and then lands on top of the witch and then bursts into this ball of flame.
Oof.
Flaming sphere does
Oh no.
Oh god.
dexterity save of 15, please.
Alrighty. Closest witch, right?
No, it's just this one. It's only one.
Alright.
Although it is on the porch, so if it catches the porch on fire,
Oh yeah. It definitely will.
it ignites flammable. It might be fireproof, but I don't know. I'm
So it was the DC 15 you said?
15 is the DC, and that's the damage.
Alrighty. So as you see this burst of flame hit her. Ah! You do see the porch actually does catch fire.
Yes.
As you see now that the large, strange, enigmatic house is now starting to catch fire on the front porch, as the moss
Oh, look,
and
my-
other dread roots are not exactly wet enough to resist.
My plan was pretty good after all.
And that's the end of my turn.
Was getting caught part of your plan? Of course.
So, heck, Scarecrow. This one. At this point, as he's right next to you. Crash. Oh my god. So he's just gonna quickly reach up. You see what used to be fingers have now been whittled down. It looks like something gnawed or ate them to reduce them down to the finger bones. And it's just quickly trying to multi-claw you.
Internal shudder.
Multi-claw me?
At this point, as he kind of reaches out, it just quickly is glancing off your armor. It tries to reach around your neck. You can tell that these constructs are not intelligent whatsoever. It's just striking the heavier parts of your armor.
I mean, I assume I'm dodging considering I'm wearing like literal leather, which basically is like kind of a warm coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. In real life, leather is the shittiest armor. You want Gambison.
Oh yeah, Gambison's life.
Yeah, I don't understand why D&D
I assume
doesn't
that's
have-
what studded leather is technically, because I know that studded leather
Gambits
is
is just multi-layered linen.
Yeah, Gambison is so much more effective than leather because once leather blocks a blade, it can no longer block that blade from that angle again. Whereas Gambison, it's good to go.
It's DTF.
Dope as fuck. So, dwarf quickly reloads another. Oh, look at everyone else, they're falling! I gotta make sure that the dwarfs don't either. At this point, he quickly fires another 2 rounds. Unfortunately, they go a little wide as he's trying to not hit the trapper. Lodges into the wagon, kind of scares the horses a little bit. Gets to Porcelain Lydian. At this point, she jumps down. Starts approaching you, Cordelia.
Where you at?
Oh shit! Wait, no, I'm in front of her. No, no.
It's okay. All she can do on this turn is walk.
So she'll get to there. The dwarf would be able to get enough free attack, but she's still next to Mel. Which the dwarf actually manages to land a singular strike.
Oh my god. Dude. Oh, now we can hold this witch hostage.
But at the same time, as she gets closer, you realize her size is far more intimidating as she kind of towers over a good 7 feet. Mill, this is probably close to just your height. It's good 13 damage to her as she gets cut. Just hear a hiss escaping her lips. The homunculus standing next to Cordelia and Mallory quickly looks around, looks to Mallory, and quickly goes to try and ankle bite you.
No.
Hey, not the ankle!
I did cast mage armor, so I do have a whopping 15 armor. Oh, 16 armor.
So as it skitters along, you see it, you quickly pull it away and just like kick it in the face to keep it from biting onto your leg. The swarm of bats is just gonna attack the man who's unfortunately down.
Oh, swarm of bats, please.
Growl of Bug-Eye will actually jump down.
Oh my god, what have you done? This might be worse.
She doesn't tower as much as the other one. She's only standing at about 5'5", but you can see every step the eye quickly snapping to each person around, taking in. And you see just a very gnarled looking stab wound through. It doesn't make sense of how this eye shifting around. It shouldn't be able to move or snap to. It's impaled through the stick itself.
What a wonderful smell you've discovered, hag.
Swarm rats are going to continue eating the others. Unfortunately, they're now definitely officially dead. They start pouring over everyone in the cart. Cordelia.
Forgive me, Mallory. I feel this is a little more important. I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity to walk away from this homunculus to approach the hack instead.
What's your AC?
19.
It'll meet.
Oh my god. The homunculus checks in.
So you take 1 damage. Roll me a con save.
Okay, well... What kind of damage is that?
For the damage, it's just 1 piercing damage, but you can't really. Well, actually, no. You have the heavy specialty. That
Yeah, I've got the heavy specialty. I'll resist 3.
Yeah.
So it won't actually damage me.
Does that mean that it doesn't poison you?
Clearly.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah, clearly.
doesn't even manage to get through the armor. You
Okay.
Felt it cling through, but your armor is able to withstand it.
I approach the hag. I'm gonna use that inspiration point you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
2nd level inflict wounds. I did not roll that at advantage. So there's the 2nd roll.
There you go. There you go.
I'll just take like the first d10 from that.
So, you immediately reach out. You see the pain start searing into the hag itself.
Ah, you fucking bitch!
So lovely to meet you.
Is that all?
Yeah, I mean, it's all my actions. I don't have any bonus action attacks right now.
You have no trap cards to lay on the field?
No.
Alrighty.
God, that dog-faced baby is just so creepy.
Wow, that just sounds fucking disturbing as shit.
Keep looking at it
I'm
in the chat.
so glad I'm not
Probably
looking at
one of
chat
the
right
most
now.
important things I've ever posted in my life.
Rabbit season. Duck season.
There we go.
The trapper's gonna continue his assault on the scarecrow just to hold it off for now. He actually manages to connect one more time. Manages to land a hefty 6 damage on this creature as he lances through the middle of it. You just see what looks like dust puff out the other side. But you could still tell it did some damage as the form doesn't seem to hold as stable as it was before. So now that Prowler and Lumiere's kind of down and out of action with his leg broken, he's trying to hold the skull away. His sword was kind of torn away from him by Prowler. Quickly turns its attention to you, Mill. Immediately lunges at you and tries to claw at your face. And it definitely will not, as you manage to just quickly raise up your sword and push away the middle of it and slam it to the ground. So, and that's round. For the back line, you can see one of the scarecrows finally goes down. At the same time, one of the person guiding the cart seems to be getting injured at the same time as the paladin's trying to protect him. The huge blast of electricity fires out from the side of the cart, obliterating the last of the scarecrow. At this point, you can tell they're quickly trying to work their way to eliminating what's left of here to get towards the rest of the people. Hag's house is just gonna continue bearing down. You can see he picks up one of the horses and just snaps its spine in two, as it doesn't really have an option to get away from the reins. At this point, the other soldiers are quickly just trying to bring as much damage to the house as they can. As you can see, the fire is actually starting to spread to it as well.
Could you give me a token for that flaming sphere, by the way? Because apparently it deals damage to everyone in a radius around it that ends its turn in the radius. And since it's on the house, if it ends its turn and the thing is still on the house, it would deal the damage, right?
Yeah, so... But 10 feet up, that would be at a 15-foot mark. It's actually just out of reach of everyone below it.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's great.
So,
Because, it would just burn the house, right?
Yep.
Because, I didn't know that. I thought it was like the old one was only space, but apparently it's a radius.
Yeah, flaming sphere is always a paragraph of rules.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it creates a sphere that's on fire. No, it's so much more than that.
Nice. So, as the sphere sits there, it's still searing through. You can see parts of the wood start to burn away. A lot of the moss starts to melt away. You can tell, though, that this construct of this house has a lot of durability built into it. Alright, so 2 successful attacks on that. As the knights do that much damage to the house, as you can see them hacking away at the legs. The other one just pulled out his bow as he's kind of covered in blood, firing at the house. The bats and the rats, unfortunately, eating their comrades, but at this point they could tell there's not much that could be done for them. You see Lumaris kind of swatting away a few of the other bats that are trying to grab at him a little bit. Dwarf is just gonna quickly swat at the swarms beside him. As he manages to drop a few more bats, as unfortunately the rats skittering around him is just quickly jumping out of the way as he keeps trying to bite into him. Mill. See this flaming hag's house as the rest of the knights are clearly being torn apart by the animals, and Lumaire is just desperately guarding the skull as best as he can. Unfortunately, he's down and out for the moment.
Well, thank God. I'm gonna. He's not threatening. That make yeah. Like, even if I move, like slide to the right, I don't get advantage. All right, that makes sense.
For Lumaire?
Because like, even if I slide over it, I'm not gonna get advantage because currently he's not really threatening.
Yeah, unfortunately he's incapacitated. His leg's broken and his sword got thrown away when he was trying to hold off Prowler.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna swing at him. The cat, not the thing behind me. I'd have to turn around.
It definitely connects.
Oh, I know.
You actually manage to, as the cat comes back up, and you quickly just slam your blade right into its shoulder and cut it halfway down. You hear the hag behind you cry, "Prowler! No!"
Like the cat's out of the bag.
Oh. And back into the grave.
God damn. Kaldir.
Focus on the hag. I'll deal with the rest.
Do you mean you want me to focus on the hag, or do you want me to deal with the rest?
I'll focus on the rest.
Oh. In that case, would I get disadvantage on shooting her because she's currently, like, commanded?
No, because she's still right next to you. She could still take her reactions.
Okay, she can still take reactions, which means she'd probably tune my booty finally if I tried to step away.
Tune your.
In which, being this close to, she's completed her command of going up to Cordelia.
Yeah.
Okay, command isn't like a thing until she saves. It's basically until they fulfill it, then they're done.
Yeah, they get a chance to save, or until the action is done. And once they fail, they have to do the action.
Yeah, then I guess I'm just gonna stab the hag with a rapier.
That, and also when accosted, they would still react after.
You know, I could. You know, yeah, I think I'm gonna slide behind the hag for advantage. I'll take an attack from the scarecrow.
So the Scarecrow's just gonna quickly lash out at you. 15.
Nope.
So you manage to get out just in time as it quickly reaches up. It stumbles a little. You can see its shoddy form is not as elegant as it should be.
It's probably because it's rotted. Alright, I'm gonna stab a hag that isn't 7 feet tall in the back. Boom!
Very nice. That definitely connects.
8 piercing.
Sister, run!
Probably been a long time since you got stabbed, isn't it?
Fuck you.
Mallory. tiny friend is still there.
I'm still here. Please don't ignore me.
She's gonna bonus action make the flaming sphere run into the door, and since she can't like see inside of the house, she's gonna make it just go inside. 30 movement. It's like, catch everything on fire!
So it goes in. You hear sounds like a lantern bursting. A few other things start catching fire. You start seeing the inside get completely illuminated, other than the what looked like a small fire for the fireplace.
Yeah, it like bumps into like a wall and then turns around and like.
At this point, you
Okay.
see it's really on fire now.
Okay, and then as the main action, she'll say, "Well, since seems to be working," she'll fire three rays from her fingertips. Let's say we'll do like 2 at this one. No. Fuck it. Fuck this guy. We'll do all this guy.
Gralla bug guy.
There's 1. There's 2. There's 3.
So, unfortunately, only one will hit.
Ah, down. 11 fire damage.
That spell deals so much damage.
So you quickly sears in. You just see her reeling in pain from between being stabbed and burned, and now clearly unable to do much else other than
She
suffer.
turns back to try and fend off all this little bat's attacks. Just like goes back to like, "Ugh,
Yeah, it's like grabbing onto your boot.
get off of me!
It's like a slap fight. Stop biting me.
So
No.
this one steps up to bat, goes to take 2 swings at you, Cordelia. Just doesn't even get close. You're able to fend it off easily. It stumbles over and doesn't even come near you with its wide swings. All right.
You poor creature.
This other one's gonna attack Knight. See only one claw really connect with it, and then as the other comes around, the Knight just quickly jabs the hilt of his blade into the face as the claw is like ripping into part of his arm.
Yeah.
The dwarf quickly lines up a shot, and he's gonna try and take up the tiny little thing. I got you, lass. Fires the bolt and nails it right in the back, and just pins it to the stone walkway. Porcelain Lydian. Alright, so you'll get an attack, Mill.
Oh no, she's gonna shiv me in the back, isn't she? This is like the human centipede of death.
Ugh.
For that, will actually
Would
just
it be an advantage? No. Like, because technically she's here.
Yeah, she moved when she was being threatened from both sides.
That's true, so it would have advantage, but the first one would hit, but go ahead and roll again for a crit chance.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, it still hits though. Let's go ahead and roll damage. As you slice her in the back. At this point, you see the witch wave her hand like,
Forget it! Kill them all! Our sisters will find it in the wreck.
and then at this point, you see her step up from behind you, Keldir. Returning the favor as you see her reach a hand down and quickly.
She's reaching a hand down.
Omaero Shinderu.
Oh no. Oh, the ear explodes.
Oh.
She goes to swing. You hear her stepping behind. She hisses from Mill, slashing her in the back. You barely dodge her claws as they come swinging by.
Come on back, my pretty.
No.
Swarbat's nomming at this point. You can see some are starting to flutter over and they're attacking the other knight. Bug Eye. Looking at Cordelia and Mallory in front of her.
You little hussies and your shiny, clean faces. I'll make you suffer.
At this point, she raises up her claw, and she's gonna try and land this attack against you, Mallory.
Mallory?
Yeah. She just points it and directs it towards behind Cordelia. It looked like she was going for her, but it immediately struck out. Ooh, that you luck out. So 13 versus AC. I doubt that hits with your armor.
Nope. It would have, but I have mage armor.
All right. So as she raised up her hand and quickly points out,
arcane.
you see a crackle of energy, and before she points out, it arcs out and lands in the lake behind you. Rat's just gonna quickly move in and try to eat the other soldier that's trying to defend itself. Cordelia.
This is like some shit straight out of a horror film.
You poor souls who have been taken from the path. I will grab. You know what? I honestly cannot remember what it looks like. No, it's she grabs her symbol. It's the skeletal arm holding up scales, and I cast Turn Undead.
Oh God.
It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Turn on the door.
I assume it would be against my Wisdom saving DC, which is 14.
For this, unfortunately, there's no undead in the area.
These things aren't undead?
Nope.
Whoa.
As you do this, you see the dust get blown back. You can see different sinews and stitchings. These are constructs.
Oh.
Good, so they just...
That's why you didn't see any undead earlier.
Alright. I don't have anything I can do as a bonus action, so...
Bats are eaten. The trapper quickly swings. They're not undead! What the fuck are they? At this point, he actually quickly lands a hefty blow at this very damaged scarecrow beside him, and actually manages to chop it in half. At this point, when it lands, you see what looks like amounts of dust and hay bursting out, and what clearly was supposed to be a spine, but replaced by sticks and other wood. At this point, now with the hag's house on new orders, you can see the fire spreading quickly through it. Kind of bears down on Lumer and the living soldier beside it, kind of ignoring the dwarf. As it goes to try and crunch in, both the knight and Lumiere quickly duck behind the wagon. You just see both the foot and its claw quickly bear down and crush the wagon into the ground itself, shattering and sending splinters everywhere. Dwarf, he's gonna quickly swift attack all of these guys. And he actually manages to kill off all the bats that are attacking him and quickly bears down a boot on some of the rats below him. Rats. Oh, that reminds me. As the rest in the back here finally finish off the other scarecrow and quickly start getting off the cart. The other two women as get out and start writing different spells as Hushan and the other paladin quickly approach the house as well. The rat's just trying to get into the knight's armor. Alright, Mill.
Mill, join the centipede.
I wanna join the centipede.
You fuck her in the ass. She fucks me in the ass.
Alright, I'm joining the centipede. I'm going over here.
The humanoid centipede.
Alright. First things first.
I'm the realist.
I'm gonna read a thing about my class.
Are you gonna use blood curse finally?
I'm gonna finally use a blood curse.
I fucking knew it.
I just need to make sure, like, to see if I take damage during it. That's actually what I'm
I think you
looking at.
do. I think you take your right damage. Now maybe that's only when you amplify. I think you do it once per short rest, but then when you amplify it, it does the right damage to you.
Equal to a roll, so I could take. So I'm gonna amp my curse, Josh.
Juicing.
She is marked for double damage of crimson right damage.
Ooh, very nice.
I'm gonna roll 1d4. Okay, I took literally 1 damage. As planned. And now I'm gonna strike at her. I'm gonna strike her so she can take my double damage.
The double dildo of death.
Please take that damage, please, for the love of God.
One more time.
You have advantage. Roll a gun.
I have advantage, I'm sorry. Wow, it's
Oh.
even worse.
You rolled 3 times, right?
At this point, she
I just clicked advantage.
she turns around. She sees you coming up behind her and smacks your blade to the side as she feels the power of the curse coming over her.
So she's still cursed until the end of my next one.
I fought your kind before, Hunter. I didn't survive the family here, only to die to another one of you.
That's not my family.
Ohana means family. Hag.
Oh shit! All right,
Are you
enough.
saying we all look the same?
Yes.
Racist.
That's orderist.
Oh god.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do I want to fuck up this hag or this hag?
I mean, we could be Eiffel Towering this one right now. We could be holding hands as we spit roast it.
Oh my god.
Oh god. I didn't need that mental image, Brad.
Wait, oh my god, I totally missed. I missed it. Wait, what happened to this guy?
He got shot by the dwarf with the crossbow.
I need to go give that guy a raid or something. I don't know.
Just give him a nice hug and a hearty ale.
Nah, I'll give him a gold coin.
Oh damn.
Nice.
Well, I guess I'm gonna stab Porcelain Hoe. I don't feel like she's getting enough love.
Don't stab the
She
top one.
She turned her back to me.
We're Eiffel Towering.
Ooh, that was shit.
At this point, you could see Rapier lance out. She turned her attention to Mill. stabs in. You feel the toughness of her skin alone. It seems to manage to resist the rapier penetrating her. She quickly turns and smacks the blade away.
Wow, you're positively rigid.
Not as rich as you'll be once the rigor mortis sets in.
Your house is on fire.
how bad is it right now? Actually, oh, it needs to take more damage. I forgot.
Yeah, because it comes up to you.
Do you have fire insurance, by the way?
Really good insurance.
We have emergency cauldron coverage.
Yeah. 1-800 or
1-800 Cauldron is there.
Swamp side assistance.
So, maintaining it.
Yeah. So, I mean, how is the house looking? Because it's.
It looks like it's roasting quite nicely, but it's still got a good amount of durability to its unnatural state.
Oh, damn.
You can tell it's definitely starting to crumble in some areas, though. It's definitely showing damage.
Okay, then I'll just keep the sphere at it instead there, and I will. I will just try Scorching Ray again. How about that? There's one. Yes, two.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Damn.
But 2 hit. That's almost a triple.
Oh, baby.
Oh!
Double. And they're all at this one again.
You can see she's clinging on just barely, forcing as much as she can bear.
And that is the end of that.
At this point, you can see, you hear the witch call out, "Kill her!"
Oh, shut!
So it's gonna quickly try and rake out against you. It's actually gonna flop over.
Yes! Don't rake me, bro!
As it turns, you can see part of its pant leg gets caught as it tears, and it just falls over entirely.
I know I shouldn't be saying this in the midst of all this death of my peers, but I am honestly insulted that you thought those things would be effective.
The dwarf is gonna quickly reload and fire 2 shots into the scarecrow on the ground.
Doesn't he have disadvantage because it's prone?
Indeed he does, and he actually misses both shots.
Oh, damn.
Why isn't he shooting at the hags?
Yeah.
The scarecrow hasn't even landed a hit.
This is a large crowd.
He's a skilled crossbowier, that's why he's shooting at them instead of fighting.
He's like, oh shit, I can't shoot into that.
At this point,
That's the wrong.
the Portia Lydian looks over and sees that Lumiere is still alive, and you can see her point over,
Kill that one! He has it!
I almost forgot to take her turn. At this point, she'll actually turn to Mill.
Returning the favor.
As you see her fingers crackle with energy.
Oh no.
So this will be versus you with disadvantage because it's in melee.
I'm honestly surprised. Out of character, I totally expected them to be able to know when their sister had been dragged to the 9th hells.
Just because they're sisters doesn't mean that, like...
No, I just expected by some kind of like stupid ass coven magic they could feel her soul get ripped away or some shit. That's just what I figured.
I'm happy with the way things are. I'm not gonna complain.
Alrighty. So that will definitely land at a 20. That's going to be 12 lightning damage as it courses through.
Good times.
And at this point, as she was pointing, you see it also passes through and connects with the Sir Dwarf. The lightning bolt connects through his back as well. Let's warm up bats. Quickly bears down on the other soldier, trying to just take nips out of him. Growl bug eye. Let's see. What should I do? At this point, she's like, "Enough of this foolery!" She looks at you, and you quickly see her pull out a strange-looking material, and then after a few quick signs with her one hand, you see the eye quickly snap to you, Cordelia. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, yeah, let's fail this shit.
Oh!
I left an advantage, but the first roll was higher anyway.
Alright.
They both suck.
Alright, so unfortunately. God damn. Yeah, unfortunately, as you try to resist the magic, you feel the power briefly, and then you immediately shrink into a squirrel.
I fucking. Welcome to the hood.
Oh my god.
Nut bread.
Fuck.
At this point, you just see the trapper's face go pale, like, "Oh god!"
Oh shit.
At this point, you just hear the whispers like,
You broke all my others, I might as well replace them.
"These rats are going to try and take bites out of crime from the other nitrous."
Take bites out of crime. Wow.
So, for the time being, unfortunately, for the next hour until you're fully damaged, yeah.
Can you cast spells?
Nope.
I mean, she still has all her mental stats.
Yeah, you got your mental stats, but the
I don't remember. Man, I need to roll an arcane check next turn.
with polymorph, unfortunately, the majority of this removed.
Not like it makes a difference. I don't have a single spell that wouldn't require a verbal component.
Yep. And speaking as
And
beast
I
doesn't
cannot
count.
speak.
At this point, "You fucking monster!" The trapper just swings as hard as he can at the hag.
Can I just, like, disengage and run away?
Yeah, you can.
Cool.
Alright,
Go
I would
over
like to
here and
yell,
hide under the cart,
so you jump into
like behind the wheel.
you tuck up behind the wheel, and you're out. You manage to keep out of sight. You hear Icar, Master, are you all right?"
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak.
I would like to yell out, "Oh, Sean, save Lumer!
"Where is he?"
Under the house!"
Oh god. At this point, the knight manages to land a good hit, but she's still standing. She just shoves him away.
Trying to make sure Lumer doesn't get crushed to death for my retarded plan. He still might, but
At this point, you can see the house is taking hefty damage. You see pieces of charcoal falling off of it. Unfortunately, it's the house's turn, and its last order was to kill him. At this point, you can see both the foot and the claw coming down. Holy shit.
Uh-oh. Should we bury him right next to Reagan?
You might, if there's anything left of him. So first one.
oh,
I forgot the 8 on that, so that's actually 31.
I I forgot the 8 on the crit already, so let me just,
And then, yeah. So, immediately the foot stomps down, and you see the claw come down, squeeze and crush part of his armor. Part of his lungs come up out of his mouth.
Oh my god.
And then just hurls him into the swamp as it stomps forward over part of the cart and pushes part of the knights back as he goes flying.
Does he still have the skull?
You saw the skull go scattering into the swamp.
Damn, they don't even give it. Wow, they care.
I mean, it's a house, so he doesn't. So the house doesn't know.
The house is clearly construct, like it has no idea other than follow order. So
Oh, and damage to the house.
already done. Oh yeah, that's right. The orb inside. So roll that.
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Another 5 on top of the constant ongoing 15. As it's now at maximum burn level, you can see the insides. It's not surviving. Part of the house rooftops is opened up, and you see flames gouting out. Dwarf is gonna just try and bear down on these rats, and finally kills them, smashes them into the ground. Mill.
What the
War cry.
Your name.
That definitely connects.
Cool. Alright, this takes 4.
An
Just
extra
a max roll. A max roll of,
60. As you immediately slash into her, you can see the blood drinking into your blade, pulling it from her, starting to visually weaken her. No! You...
me.
I'll be sure to kill one of you first.
I'm gonna hit her with the second blade that I have.
Oh, fuck. Right as she's grunting at you.
Alright. I think this one works. Nope.
Oh, God. But 24
I think-
will hit.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Squeak, squeaker, squeaker,
I'm just gonna
squeaking.
click that again.
That roughly translates to polymorph is a concentration spell.
Oh,
gosh.
good point.
How do you know this?
Looked it up, probably.
Well, we can't interpret the squeaks, so I mean.
Yeah, squeaking.
So, roll
So,
a
just
concentration
10.
check. Alright. Let me just do her concentration check
that's
real
fine.
quick. So as you're under the wagon, because you would have gotten there before the trapper hit her, you suddenly just and you're behind the wheel, and you just
Healing!
At this point you hear Iker like, you're back, master.
Okay, so technically I am here.
Caldeir.
Spit roast!
I'm going to turn to the witch behind me.
And also prone.
I can't believe you actually killed him. Bitch. Did I fix up the hidden blade thing? Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna... You can do a bonus action melee attack without any talents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then...
Just
well,
wouldn't include modifier for damage.
okay. Let me remove that really quick.
Oh, actually, well, yeah, you're a fighter, so you have that. It just wouldn't include modifier for damage.
Yeah. So yeah, Caldeir's just going to, I'm gonna stab her first with a rapier, because fuck her.
This one, right?
Yeah, the one behind me.
Spit roasting.
And then I'm going to spin around and try for the hidden blade.
Oh, going for the bug eye one.
I'm going for this chick.
Oh shit!
I want her to
Okay.
die. This is personal now. Well, at least reasonably personal.
Definitely hits. Very. Just launches out and sinks right into his shoulder.
Where the fuck did that come from?
And then I action surge.
Oh god, he's going in. Roll that shit. Oh. Just immediately drive that right through her stomach. At this point, you actually see fear in her eyes.
My dick is so big when I whip it out, it puts fear in women's eyes.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Mallory. You see the very pitiful construct beside you.
He's just depressed now. Why was I made with feelings?
I ain't
Why?
got no brain.
Why do I exist? Oh god. These fucking witches need to die.
Sorry, guys. Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna chromatic orb this one. Pulling out my diamond. Mallory is going to wave her hands and shoot all of fire at this thing. It's what's this say? Ranged attack? It is.
Whoa! No.
Yes.
God damn! Roll that damage.
Yeah.
What element?
Fire.
Fucking. So as this orb launches out and connects with her chest, you just see this burst of flame as she just erupts. Falls down, trying to roll on the ground before just going completely limp. The other one between you, Mill and Kaldir. Sister!
You're going into the shallow grave right after her.
Oh god. The scarecrow. I'll stumbly get up. It's gonna try and swing one last time for the hills.
Hey, boys, we got a pixie stealing our skull.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I
I mean, do we really care?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure if it's worth stopping given the inert nature of the skull.
It served its purpose, and I feel really fucking bad that Lumiere just died, but, I mean, I wouldn't really bother
He
to
didn't
stop.
die. He was squished.
yeah.
There's a difference.
So
Sorry, he was pulped.
yeah.
17 versus your AC. Mallory.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. One claw finally finds purchase. The scarecrow can now die. A proud construct.
I did my job.
As he does a very pitiful 5 damage. So he manages to just barely break your barrier and scratch you.
Concentration, boys?
This guy.
Yes, actually, yeah, I do. I do. Concentration save.
He's gonna fire 2 at the scarecrow.
I think I make that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's so pitiful he couldn't even interrupt you.
Actually lands a hefty shot, and one of the crossbow bolts goes through the back of the head of the scarecrow. Poor seal. This point. Alrighty. So she's gonna look to Mallory for what she did.
You heinous little cunt! I curse you!
And
Oh shit.
you see her draw out blood from her own arm. Make a wisdom save.
Okay. Well, Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's not
know.
happening.
Alrighty. So, while you are cursed with this, you have all disability with intellect.
Oh my god!
So
Oh, I get disadvantage on all intellect checks?
you have disadvantage on any ability checks, saving throws, ability score, with the intellect. You also have disadvantage on attack rolls against the other witch, as well as if it fails. If you fail your wisdom save on the start of your turn, you can do nothing. And
Wow. Okay, I make it through, but for the thingy, but holy shit.
And then you can see her start trying to move out. Go ahead, Millard Caldeir, try and make an attack.
Oh, with advantage?
Yep.
One last Eiffel Tower for the road.
One last Eiffel Tower for food as we do
Oh,
it
God.
together.
Give me. Yes, Eiffel
yeah.
Tower, brother.
Yeah,
Ah. Oh, I got 11.
Oh,
You
God.
got 10, so we hit her for a nice 21.
sure. So at that point, you both slash into her. She starts limping out into the swamp.
By the way, she's no longer cursed by me, so.
At this point, you see her snap her fingers, and you see a broom fly out from the house on fire, but
Oh!
She can't do that!
quickly damps it out so you can see her, and you can see her getting ready as the broom is still on
Come on.
fire.
Doesn't she take like 1 point of fire damage? I just got it. Just a little singe on the hand.
Yeah, you just see a little bit of singe, but
Yes!
fuck. I hope it still works, please. At this point, you do see like as it was flying over unfortunately, the flying broom was waning as it was flying over to her.
Yes. Now it's smoking though, so you get the cool effect.
Oh yeah.
How if
Smoke
we kill
trails.
her before she leaves?
As the bats start biting into the other soldier, and the rats will do so as well, and start gnawing on the other soldier quite vigorously. Cordelia,
fuck
you're
that house.
kind of stuck
Yes,
behind the
we-
wheel, but you're safe.
Back again. Fucking crawl my ass out from under here. Stand back up. And that's basically all of my movement except for an entire single step. Guess who's back? And
Back again.
ugh,
Delia's back.
just like a hag, running like a coward, should beg, cower.
Grovel.
Oh, why did it change to strength?
Yeah, they've been.
I know! I don't know why it does that. It makes no sense.
Oh, is that a wisdom? Yeah.
She actually manages to resist it.
Oh.
As she turns around, like, not again. As you can see, like her fight and flight instincts, like she's too panicked at this point to listen to the command.
So, is she off the ground yet, or just
No,
Just now.
she's getting ready.
straddling her hot broom?
Oh yeah, she's straddled.
She's gonna have fucking a hot bullet in her in a second.
Oh, we're sprinting at this hot
Shoot the
doom.
bitch.
At this point, the trapper, you can see him actually pull out his bow.
Uh-oh.
Will it find purchase? Unfortunately,
Everybody's
not.
getting out their skeet guns.
Oh my god, you guys are all like nuking the this guy. It's like open range.
I mean, I'm gonna run at her. Gonna be the best thing ever.
At this point, the house is going to try and finish off the last night in the cart.
I feel so bad for this cart. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I really didn't anticipate this to be happening.
At this point, he grabs onto the top half of the knight and just immediately stomps both the rats and his bottom half clean into the ground.
Oh.
You see a knight snapped in half in front of you.
Burning Vengeance? 10 damage.
Holy shit. As you see gouts of flame bursting at the sides now, the house is starting to fall to pieces. There's really not too much holding it together other than the few bizarre constructed pieces, and even that are not fully connected in some areas. The dwarf just screaming out in anguish from seeing most of his comrades now just absolutely annihilated by this monstrosity. Just starts hacking into the side of it.
He's got a wood axe, he's fine.
He actually does extremely well, landing very vicious hits into the side of this creature. Only landing a few good hits, but with a good amount of 20 damage, but you see chunks falling off. You see part of the leg get cut off as he's sitting there screaming in absolute fury and anger. Mill.
Ah! Too far.
Oh, yes, Mill.
No, get back, you filthy thing!
But I love you!
Oh, God.
Nope, it's on advantage. Fuck!
So 7.
So it's 7.
Use your inspiration, man. You have inspiration from earlier.
Oh, you
I have
do?
inspiration?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
want to
we
use
got
your
inspiration.
inspiration point to make that 22 count?
I can make that 22 count? Alright.
Because it would
I'll
cause
make the
advantage
22
in
count.
that.
Yeah,
Go ahead and roll
yeah,
damage.
Ah!
Alright. Go ahead and describe how you kill her.
Oh, God. I wouldn't expect to kill her, no. Well, I've got my new blood. It's like my weird blood moon sword. As we're sprinting down this muck shit. We all know that he has a new fondness for heads. So as she's trying to mount and she turns to look like it's just a clean, like, swipe off at the neck. As fitting as a sword as the blue, this moon sword.
Nice.
And I'm gonna collect his head.
As you see the head go flying, you see the porcelain mask fly off. It's the most disgusting face ever. You see the nose has been cut off. There's an open cavity leading in. You
Oof,
see
we gotta
maggots
put that
and
mask back on.
You see the maggots and worms in her teeth. They're crawling around. Only one single snaggletooth sticks out. Her ears are gnarled and twisted, and you see the long horns sticking out to hold up the mask. She was a night hag.
We killed the night hag.
Oh.
We be
Alright,
ballin'.
But the house killed basically everyone. Does the house like crumble basically? Because she's dead.
At this, no.
Really?
It's construct. Maintains
I
shape
mean,
after
I-
and still follows its orders.
Weird. Alright, that's it for me. I've got a new head. I guess a mask.
So, even after the swift kill and head lop, you do see the house still, now without masters, on a tirade. And the one that lasts few scarecrows behind, still swinging, trying to bite. You see the spat swarm immediately disperse, as no longer under the control. At this point, as the chaos is ensuing, for the few others, you do see the pixie start flying towards the trees with the skull.
I'd like to just go shoot it.
Alright.
I mean, I assume I need to walk around the card, but
Yeah.
mainly because fuck this thing.
So roll me a shot.
I'll grit it because I mean, who wouldn't?
You immediately fire, and you just see the small form.
I don't need to roll damage. It's just dead.
Yeah. They have like no health at all.
I expected as
But
much.
You just see the skull land down on the dirt.
So the man.
The man's still form crushed and unfortunately part of his entrails hanging out of his mouth. Not much of a Lumiere left, other than just a very sad looking form of putty and flesh.
I will resist the urge to make a tasteless pun in light of his death.
Sounds like a wisdom save.
Alright, it'd only be an out of character pun though. Eh. I fail. Looks like he's under house arrest.
Oh my fucking god. By the way, there you go. For this, the curse falls off entirely. Is the caster's no longer there?
Oh, and she blinks a couple times before casting the Toll of the Dead. From the dead you were to the dead you shall return.
On the scarecrow?
Yeah, on the scarecrow. Wasn't it made of a body?
Yep.
She's
The body
using a
part?
spell on me.
No!
Oh, continue.
Pity
So
me!
it needs to roll a
Nobody has noticed me. I've literally been ignored by everybody.
wisdom saving throw.
Oof. For construct, that's awful. Alright, it definitely fails.
Has it taken any damage?
Yes, it has.
It takes 5 more.
Just see parts of it start ripping off as you told for it to return to death. Didn't longer be animated.
Imagine all like the fleshy bits of the parts that are coming up.
Oh yeah. See the decay opening up. All the hay and sticks that were stuffed in it. At this point, it'll finish its orders. 66. Only one manages to connect with you.
No! No! You know what? Fuck it. No, I'm not taking.
She
I
has
used-
noticed me.
I used shield.
Alright, so it looks like it's about to connect. It pushes through the armor. You just quickly boom, and,
Bung.
and it just bounces off.
She has rejected me.
No.
Can somebody help me here, please? I mean, sorry. Could someone help me, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. We just killed 2 of the hags. I mean, it's just like hags were on the menu. Scarecrow wasn't.
At the statement of that, the dwarf fires one really good shot and takes out a huge chunk from the middle of the scarecrow. See a bundle of sticks and hay burst out the side, and more flesh is torn open. Just gives you a thumbs up. Cordelia.
Well, it's clearly still standing. Ha! Damn it.
That actually hits.
Ah, fucking nice.
You actually shatter it to pieces with that.
You see that enemy over there?
Woo.
And at this point, you see the trapper quickly knocks an arrow. He's going to try and land a shot on the legs of the house.
Let me just. Can he hit the broadside of a barn?
At this, he threads the needle and actually nails the joint, and you see a burst of what looks like black Icarus blood pour out from the leg of this creature. God, that was an amazing shot. At this point, gets over to the hag's house. You could see it falling apart And its very final moments as it's starting to crumble from the fire. And the leg is now limping. It turns to the dwarf and makes one final retaliation.
Kill him.
Oh, don't take the dwarf with you.
Do it.
Fortunately, both of that will connect.
Oh, don't kill the dwarf, too.
They were so crucial. So
No, I'm just saying
first
that, like...
attack,
Oh!
and then the second attack.
Josh, your dice need to go to...
Oh, I didn't roll that correctly.
This is wrong.
So we're gonna come back with everybody dead, and then they're gonna be like, what happened?
We purified it. Oh. Oh god. At this point, you see the dwarf quickly get smacked as he goes sliding and bounces. He doesn't seem dead, but he's
What?
He seems unconscious.
Dang.
As the house finally, with one last creak, as you see a gout of flame.
Yes.
As it falls into the water, starts to get snuffed out as the rest of it goes completely inactive. Just put that on the next spot. And that is combat.
That was a hefty combat.
That was like the most casualties.
But at this
Mallory walk. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, at this point, you can see the devastation, destruction, the two mangled horses, the splintered pieces of wood everywhere. The one soldier who's kind of sitting there, almost in tears in the water, as the rest of his comrades, and he's the only survivor from the wagon, and even he himself has a busted rib, clearly as he's holding his side, and part of his shoulder seems mangled.
I heal this brave son of a midget.
Oh shit. So,
I'm collecting my...
If he's at 0, then it's a point higher anyway.
Brad, out of character, make sure to grab that fucking broom.
Okay.
he-
I'm grabbing some stuff. I'm grabbing the fucking... I'm putting the fucking mask back on this ugly thing.
Yeah.
But we're taking the, the dome of the night hag, the room, and I'm gonna walk over to this other hag, and I'm collecting another thing
I'm gonna go drag Sir Lumer out of the swamp.
called its head.
At this point, Kelly, roll me perception while you go and collect Lumiere.
Oh no. Is he gonna reanimate? I am the hag now.
So, as you go and start scooping up what remains of Sir Lumiere,
Oh.
you look out in the distance and you can see between the trees, cloaked figure riding the nightmare.
Oh, there's somebody on the nightmare?
Mm-hmm. And it appears that this person's holding the skull. They look down for a brief moment at the skull and then look over to you. All you could see is two beady white eyes from underneath the cloak before the nightmare's mane lights up once again and starts riding off into the sky.
Oh, man.
I'll care about that later. I made a mental note of it.
So
Make
while
a mental note to tell me. Locate object.
while Mill is chopping night hag head, Mallory's gonna search their bodies. Manner of arcane tomfoolery do they have?
So,
I'll probably search the burnt house too.
After it stops burning.
Well, the
In
swamp
the water,
mostly
no,
put
it's
it out.
fine. Also, like, there's like a storm. I don't know if it started storming during shit. You know, I don't know.
Also, bonus action, just dismiss the flaming sphere.
So, as
That might help.
yeah, as that snuffs
Oh.
out, the roof smolders, and from where it collapsed, and everything else is partially submerged in water, but still accessible. It's not sunken into the depths of the murk. It's just
I'm just gonna start moving bodies to the other carriage, the other wagon. A proper funeral.
Hushan and everyone else starts collecting them as well. The female paladin reading out rites as the other two ladies kind of bow their head in respect for the rest of the soldiers, as you, Cordelia, and Hushan. Alright, so yeah, Mill. Alright, then Brad. I
I'm
assume
going
you're
to
going
go
to bed.
die in my bed now.
Alright.
So, before I go, would you ask for the broom?
I mean,
Nick?
I would later. I mean, right now I'm kind of busy being really.
I mean,
fu-
like later.
I just
'cause
killed
I'm-
all these people. Yeah, I will. I will later.
Okay, because I'm going to sleep. Yeah, I work at 7 and I'm just dying.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Is understandable.
Anything else anybody might ask me potentially?
Information about the nightmare I will ask you later.
Okay. And things that Josh will tell me that I will relay later.
As everyone else, as the trapper kind of tends to the dwarf, trying to bandage him up with his healer's kit. And, Mallory, you do find a where is it? A blah blah blah. Where is it? A scroll of phantasmal killer on Porcelina. And for the hag, the eye, where is that? You find a very odd item, a wand of smiles.
A wand of smiles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll look into it later. She grabs the things and then grabs the corpses and starts dragging them to the cart. Loading them.
So, at this point, you start loading up the hags as the rest of the party down below kind of saying prayers over the heavy hearts of everyone, putting all the wounded to the side and helping them heal up, and unfortunately dragging the very desecrated and torn up remains of their comrades to the other wagon. At this point, you kind of hear a few sears of the embers being snuffed out by the rain and the water. The house has some stability to its walls, barely, even though most of it fell apart. It's not really a house, just a ruin at this point, to the side of the road.
Time to go exploring. Da 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 da. She seems very happy despite the carnage.
The others, as they're kind of hanging their heads and saying prayer, the other soldiers had his shoulder messed up, kind of joins the dwarf and is just very, very silent for the time being. As you kind of check out the house, Mallory. Let's see. Right. So so for everyone, as you go through, you see what looks like a small hoard pile collected from various adventures, different skulls, other pieces and trinkets all around the house. There's large amounts of varying gold, silver, and copper. So you find about 2,500 pennies,
Like copper?
copper pennies.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Putting this in the loot. Yeah.
Are you seriously going to collect 2,500 pennies?
I mean, I have a lot of time while people are mourning.
I can't even begin to visualize 2,500 pennies, let alone picking them all up.
Well, 100 pennies is just a roll, so
80
25
silver,
rolls.
80 silver pieces.
And I imagine she has Mage Hand to help. And, you know, something that's kind of been not, mentioned at all, she has Unseen Servant.
Oh, that's true. And
Yeah.
70 gold. And these are all just kind of strewn about in the pile of treasures and trinkets all around the items.
Gold for the party.
Cordelia and Kelly, you see this as well. So, for each of you, and when next time Brad is here, I'll have him roll as well. But go ahead and roll me a D100 as you kind of dig through this house.
I believe in you, my D100. 24. Almost my age.
Alright, so Eldir, go ahead and roll me a 2D4. Alright, so you find 6 pieces of art objects between statues, portraits, and so forth, each roundabout worth 25 gold. Some that look like previous lords and ladies of the land. Other people that obviously just posed for very lewd portraits or so forth that somebody would probably keep in their study. Mallory, go ahead and roll your D100.
Oh,
Alright.
Because unfortunately, that's all Keldir manages to dig around. Oh shit. So go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Hey, I'm sad. I didn't try too hard.
It's understandable. Alright, so you find 7 gems worth 50 gold between diamonds. Three of them are diamonds. The others are two sapphires and another. The other
Worth
two are
50
rubies.
gold.
wait, it's 2 sapphire, 3 diamonds, 2 sapphire,
And two rubies.
2
7
rubies
gems
that
worth
equal how much?
50 gold each.
Yep.
50 gold each. Okay, cool.
And then roll me 1d4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I put in all the stuff in blue. So
Alright. So. Alright, so roll me 2 D100s.
oh, damn.
Alright, so first item you find is a potion of mind reading. My fault. I didn't realize I should put them together, so it wouldn't be the potion of mind reading.
Oh, okay.
First one with the 50 would be a potion of stone giant strength. And then
Okay, that's cool.
the 15 would be a potion of superior healing.
Oh, now that is really good.
How to save a life.
And Cordelia, go ahead and roll your D100.
I'm not searching the house.
Alright.
I didn't know we were going to opt out. I was just throwing in my 2 cents. I probably wouldn't have searched it either.
That's fair enough.
It's fine. as you collect the few treasures and trinkets there from the house. Everyone
Actually,
Hmm?
it didn't make much sense that art, like precious art, managed to survive.
I mean, the statues kind of made sense.
Oh, it's statues. I forgot about the statues. Yeah.
I'm busy dealing with a bunch of dead people.
That's true.
But I mean, yeah, you know, it's just like, oh, this pristine painting managed to survive the fire.
I know. That's what I'm like.
That's why they're worth 25. Made from cheap stone paint. No.
Still big.
But yeah, you do find the art pieces and so forth, even if you
Oh,
want to
I
say
do?
they're all. Yeah,
For sure.
but
You find them on Caldier's behalf.
yeah.
Okay, sure. I'll put them down. So it was like
I already put them in there. You probably
Oh.
just need to close and open them.
perfect. Don't see it, but okay. I assume it'll just be taken care of at the end.
At this point, everyone starts packing up the wagons and starts to head back to town. Hushan and everyone else is very quiet. Still proud of what eliminating the hags from this area, but heart's very heavy for the amount of losses that was sustained.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep bad news to myself until we're done with this. Considering they were probably after the skull to begin with, I don't think they're gonna be troubling anybody here.
So, at this point, you do manage to make it back. Everyone got unloads. Hushan goes over to all of you. You did very well today, even if it was heavy loss in some areas. Don't let it get to you too badly. This is unfortunately the line of work we're in. For greater good, sometimes many other people may have to die.
I just wish it hadn't happened, Hushan.
This is understandable.
At least hopefully we saved many other people from dying to those hags.
We did good today. Don't forget that. At this point, he's gonna go and tend to the rest of the business. The paladin goes to accompany him. They go to obviously meet the mortuary in the unfortunate matters to request a few other items for the rest to be brought to the temple and be able to be set to rest. At this point, you all can easily arrive at your homes in the eatery, exhausted from the battle. And also just the long travel in itself. The rain's still downpouring a bit. All is unfortunately very quiet.
Can we go inside and talk for a minute, everybody? I need to tell you something I saw before we left. I didn't want to make everybody panic again. No, just go inside and have a seat.
Where?
Take care of.
I don't know. What room? A lot of them are empty now because most people are dead. Going off to the left. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go in here. Bill will be there too.
You'll hear the whole conversation.
Through the fireplace.
as he cleans his new hag's heads.
So when I went to go get Sir Lumiere's body, I saw a pixie carrying away the skull, and I shot it before attending to his body. But when I looked up again, the nightmare was there with somebody riding it. They had the skull.
The mysterious stranger.
I couldn't see his face or really much about him. Do you think this means that we have more to do, or?
I think it means our journey is just beginning.
Oh. At least hopefully we brought peace back to wherever we are. Anyways, that's about it. That's what I wanted to tell you all. I'm going to bar my windows and go sleep because I didn't sleep for the past day. I am very tired.
Good idea, Caldir. You are excellent today.
You are too. Mill? Good job.
Thanks!
It's like Captain Falcon. Thanks, show me your moves. And Cordelia, you did a great job as well.
Cordelia is not there.
Oh. I thought she was coming with us to talk, but I
yeah,
guess
seriously,
Caldear
it's like emergency meeting. Nope.
Caldear isn't going to say that to the vacant. Actually, no, Caldear would.
Good job.
Since she didn't want to come up here, I'll still congratulate her even if she isn't here. And I'm gonna go bar all the windows and I'm gonna go to sleep. At least until I'm certain there's no more pixies in my life, I'm barring all doors and windows.
I mean, cleric of death, a lot of dead people, a lot of things to take care of right now.
Yeah.
She must give crap. Alrighty. So.
For all that fucking wounding that everybody else got, I did not literally get touched at all.
It's a good thing you guys didn't have the skull with you.
I didn't think that was gonna actually make him a target. I was just giving it to him in case I got ambushed because we were trying to bait them and I didn't want to just get stolen.
Yeah,
I
does
feel
Caldir...
so bad.
Oh my god, does Caldir have to deal with that now? I sent him to die.
I mean, I'd give it a 50-50. I feel really fucking bad that I gave him the skull in that situation, but I didn't really foresee that happening in character, out of character.
Right. Well, I yeah, but man, that is just gave him the target. Painted a big. I think the worst part is the fact that he was trying to hold on to it till the last moment, and we didn't tell him that it was just inert.
Well, he knew that it was inert. He was in the room when we removed the soul from it.
Oh yeah, never mind. Then I don't know. I guess he was trying to
Keep
I think he was just trying to keep them interested because if they stole it, they might run away.
Yeah.
And he was basically unconscious by the time the hags actually got off of their house.
Well. Rip.
Yeah.
Alright.
God. Then I guess this is it. Get 625 cup.
you just like come back while I'm sleeping and just like dump a bunch of copper on the bed and leave.
20 gold. I mean 20 silver. Sorry. Oh my god, maths. Fuck. 17.5 gold. So, assumably, it just the silver gets split up. I don't know. 17.5 gold. And then 25. Statues, everyone gets 31.25 worth of. Oh, actually, we need to sell those, so I'm not. As for the stuff, I'm gonna leave the 3 diamonds in case Cleric needs it in the. But the 2 sapphire and the 2 rubies, I think, just split. So everybody gets a single 50 gem. Woo! As for the potion of stone giant strength, I think Mill's the only one who could really use it, right? Or Leah?
I mean, I think anybody can technically drink the potion, but they'd probably get the most out of it. What is it?
And then the potion of superior healing.
I'd probably honestly give that either to Mill or Cordelia.
Why not you?
Because they both stand near the front and get hit a lot.
Yeah, so then you need to have it so you can run up to them, feed it to them when they go unconscious.
I guess, yeah, that too.
So, yeah.
I'm the battlefield intermediary.
Yeah. So you hold on to the potion of superior healing, and then potion of giant strength. We'll just leave that in. Okay. Well, that's that.
Did we see Iravel when we come back?
No, he's gone.
I assume he went back to the manor. That's what or he went to go get drunk and fuck a whore. Who knows? Or that demon might have been like, "You do not get to fuck whores."
No.
But potion of stone giant strength. Your strength course changes to 23 for 1 hour.
Oh, that's definitely one of them too.
Yeah.
I mean, since Brad isn't here, Cordelia.
Yeah, there you go, Cordelia.
Mallory chugs it.
Yeah, Mallory will walk. Well, oh, I'm a buff wizard.
Come here, pretty boy. I'm going to rearrange your face.
Okay, well, after that, Mallory's gonna get some sleep, and yeah, what an eventful day.
Where a shit ton of people died. Josh, just out of curiosity, out of character, how many people did you anticipate dying from that plan?
A lot.
Okay.
More may have died than expected.
Okay, so we overall came out pretty well.
Either way, I'm just glad you guys didn't fucking keep this shit on you.
Yeah, out of character, I am now very glad I did not hold the skull on me, or at least expose it while on me.
I have this skull.
The house would like to speak with you and is making a house call. Caldier cannot answer the phone right now as he is currently a blue-colored paste. Please call back when the cleric has used True Resurrection. Beep. Yeah, sorry I can't come to the phone right now. I don't have 5,000 gold worth of diamonds to fix the damn dragon, so we're just gonna go bury him. Also, not a 9th level spellcaster.
It is true. So, after much of the chaos is settled and all seems to be quiet, getting a good night rest. Where is it? Oh god. Dare I ask? Are you alright?
Just what she posted. No, I've been sick for.
For what I was posted, it's pretty good to be fair.
I gotta witness this now. Oh my god. That's pretty solid. Alrighty. So, in the midst of your sleep, Kaldir,
I hear banging at my window. I'm running outside and killing everything that's alive.
Oh no!
just wall banging everything. You have a vision.
Oh, okay. That's better.
As you're sleeping, you feel like you're being pulled away, like almost as if you're in ethereal form. You see the Lord's Manor, and then you see the nightmare outside, the flames roiling by. As you're moving through, it's almost like vivid snapshots. You see blood spilling out everywhere, blood scattered on the floor, servants dead in the corner, quick rushes, and you hear loud footfalls and screams. At a point, after all this goes on, you see going back towards the basement. As you go down the stairs, you're looking around, you see blood everywhere is on the floor, just spilled. It looks like somebody was just gutted and dragged. As you turn around the top of the stairs, you see a vision of this.
Oh, fuck.
She just stares down at you. And at this moment, you almost feel paralyzed in your dream. As she just slowly steps down. Feel immense terror and fear as your body can't move in this dream. As she gets closer, you see what seems like hundreds of souls flowing around her in the mists. An ethereal body being seen through. Just a very strange form, though very human. Seems to be like wisps of death. At this point, you see her hand reach out and grab onto yours, with just one thumb runs over the finger you have the ring on. And then she looks up to you almost sweetly, even though her form is fairly terrifying. At this point, you hear, "When you arrive, join me."
Oh, shit.
And at this point, you snap awake. Everything's gone, but the smell of the musty cellar from the Lord's Manor hangs heavy in your nose. You still feel your hand. It almost feels like you still feel the hand there for a minute before the chill finally fades.
Is Mallory sleeping in the same room as me?
Probably not, because she went to I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm gonna flip a coin on it.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Kaldir practically jumps out of bed. The Lord's Manor!
Oh. What? Nightmare called you?
No, this was something entirely different.
Oh, yes. Can't it wait till morning?
I don't know if it can. Everybody was dead.
Oh. All right. I don't know. This is pretty metagamey, but does she have? Do we have the long rest? Does
Not
it
yet.
feel like I'm still tired?
Still tired.
She, gets up out of bed and then walks over, kind of sleepily, and goes, but I don't think I can help much in this state. Exhausted from yesterday's confrontation. I'm willing to go with you. It's another hour to the Lord's Manor. You and I are exhausted. Don't know what else to say.
Everybody was dead. So real.
I'll tell you what. Try to go back to sleep. And in the morning, first thing we go.
Alright.
I understand that you went through a lot yesterday. Perhaps it's just, I don't know, imagery from the hags. Dreams are fickle things.
I never had a dream like that before. I don't think the hags did anything to me, at the least. At least not recently.
We'll uncover tomorrow. In the meantime, night call.
Good night, Mallory. I mean, I'm gonna roll a D100. Like lower than 90, I'm definitely not going back to sleep. Yeah, no.
Alrighty.
Holdier just becomes a caffeine addict.
So, as the rest of the night finishes out, Cordelia will probably get back very late after reading many rites for the fallen. Eventually, the day finally breaks. Alright. Go ahead and give me an Arcana.
Oh no. I'm a genius. Alright, I'm not bad.
So, you know it's a ring of protection. There's something more to it.
Oh.
From what you're able to tell and discern from this item, after studying it longer and actually focusing on its prowess, it seems almost like a partial mind link.
Okay, well, I mean...
As if somebody were to share your thoughts.
Oh! Can I take it off?
So you're going to try to?
No.
Yes.
You can't.
I fucking knew it.
It's
This is why you don't blindly accept shit.
It is firmly stuck on your finger.
This is a demon. Fuck. I get out like some fucking lubricant from my fucking toolkit, and I'm like trying to get the ring off. Come on.
So yeah, unfortunately, it stays true.
God damn it.
Gotta kill him with that long game, boyo.
Oh. Oh. She definitely wanted that Caldeer D.
Or, I mean, she wants my intestines to hang from a tree. I mean, that dream is pretty inconsistent.
Maybe it's the same thing to her?
I mean, the D will probably be at one end of, you know, the insides of me, you know? She'll find it eventually. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, aside from that, I guess I'm just going to, accept that I not have a ring.
On your finger that you can't remove.
If you like, you better put a ring on it. Alright, so yeah, Dawn finally breaks. You're able to get a full rest. Caldeer, you are still a little tired from the other day. Unfortunately, you don't get your. You do well. Actually, no. Yeah, you'd still get the short rest, so you'd still have all your other stuff. But anything else, if you were missing anything, wouldn't be there. But you're fine.
Yeah. Sadly, everything I do restores on a short rest, so I can have insomnia. Wait. God damn it. Nothing's supposed to stay on my finger.
So yeah, Mallory, you wake up to.
To me,
Hello? You guys are cutting out.
Oh,
My internet's going down.
you wake up to Caldeer trying to pull the ring off of his finger.
She just turns around and goes back to sleep. I'm not having this shit. I need my rest. I'll deal with it in the morning.
wait. Mill's broom.
God. So you mess with it?
The broom? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So, yeah, you finagle with the broom. Unfortunately, due to the fire, it seems to have damaged it. You think you could probably repair it. Might cost a little bit, but might still work.
Excellent. I have a damaged magical broom and a removable ring. And several dead people.
Ain't a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just gonna wait till everybody else is awake.
At this point, when morning finally rolls over, Cordelia, you get back when you get back, and you're still able to get a full rest as the rain has kind of left everything a little dark and gloomy enough to really close your eyes and just get a full recovery. Everyone else is being buried, and Hushan is still tending to everyone else as well as the paladins. They're kind of filling out different papers. Unfortunately, haven't come back. They're still talking and taking care of business with the Undertaker, unfortunately due to the fact that so many have perished the other day. Mill is snoring loudly. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello? Sorry, what's up?
Oh, I thought the Discord died for a moment. But, yeah, morning rolls around. So.
Oh, I just want to sleep.
I just want to die! Get off my finger!
What is it now, Cold Deer?
It's fucking right, this ring won't come off!
Have you tried soap and butter?
I have industrial grade gnomish lubricant. And it will not come off.
Mallory, like, may I?
Yes.
She examines the ring carefully.
Huh? You know it's cursed.
No, it's cursed.
Oh, well then.
Seems to
This-
have the arcane enchant of sharing the recipient's mind and knowledge, but not from the other end.
Oh, okay. No, with that, her eyebrow raises and she goes, "Huh." Now, who could possibly be looking at us?
Well, if my dream is anything to go off of, Alyssa gave me this fucking ring.
So it seems imperative that we go there immediately.
Well, considering the dream included her killing everybody at the damn manor, yes. That's why I was trying to get you out of bed earlier.
Oh, well, we're up now. Let's go grab everyone and head over.
As it's later in the day, Mill is working on his fourth ham hock.
God, will this meme ever die?
Never.
Oh, what is dead may never die.
Well, first I need to go find Hushan immediately, because this is probably worse.
Cordelia. Cordelia managed to get a cursed ring stuck on his finger. We need to go find out if the Lord's daughter has murdered everyone in the castle.
Just get up. Clearly, literally just gotten out of bed. Why would she do that?
I don't know. Ask Cordelia. He's in a worked up frenzy.
Alright. Let me go put something on.
Running in the 90s. Everybody's gonna fucking die. Cordelia, where's Hushan?
How should I know?
Struggling with his finger.
Just
Maybe,
woke
maybe
up.
the chisel.
Oh god.
You'll only hurt yourself.
I don't know,
Leave it
cutting off
be.
the finger might actually do it.
No, I've heard that cursed rings will actually jump fingers.
Oh. What if you took off all of them?
Maybe then it goes to toes.
And after that,
Dick.
Oh my god.
could resist.
Then a nose ring.
Oh my god. And then an anklet.
I'm gonna go look for Hushan.
Looking around this area, definitely not back. You haven't heard anyone come back for a while. You assume they're definitely at the Undertaker, so take a little bit to go through town. But as you finally find him, you can see he's still writing out the papers of transport.
Is he? Are we? How many people are around?
At this point, there's the Undertaker, the other Paladin, the other members of the Radiant Shield are not there for the time being. It's easy to assume they're probably off having a drink in celebration of fallen comrades, probably. And then a few other
Yeah,
towns.
that's the situation good.
Well then, in Draconic, I guess, is to not panic the Undertaker that shit might be going really fucking bad. Hushan, I do not want to alarm you, but things just got a lot worse. Potentially.
At this point, he looks back and forth to you, kind of quickly signs off the last paper he was working on, and just throws the money on aside with the papers itself, and quickly goes to, oh, what's the matter?
I think the Lord's daughter is evil, for lack of a better word.
His daughter. Do you have any evidence of this?
First of all, this ring, I hold up my hand, this is cursed. Apparently it shares my thoughts to her. She gave me this.
What?
She called it an exchange of gifts. I thought it would be polite to put it on.
Oh, what led you to believe that it's her being evil and just not maybe something she bought? What basis do you have something to go on?
I had a very vivid vision of her killing everybody at the Lord's castle. I don't have magic.
Have you seen her at all?
No, I haven't.
We need to get back there. I'll bring the carriage around. Make sure everyone else is ready. I'll find who I can, but we should hurry back. At this point, he goes to rush off. You can see he quickly goes over to the paladin, quickly whispers in her ear the grieves news, and you can see both of them hurry off as he rushes to get the carriages and the horses all set. Which at this point, if he finally comes around with the carriage to collect all of you back at the residences. We don't have time. Come on, get in.
Oh, I hope this is.
Well, on the bright side, Mallory, if I'm wrong, you get a better bed to sleep in.
No, it's not. I suppose I'll tell you about it a little later. Let's go.
Mel, you seem to be rather mute today. I'm glad you got in the carriage so fast.
God is so fucking accurate.
I will describe the dream as we're going.
He listens intently as you hear from the back of the carriage.
I like it.
Oh no. I turn towards the back of the carriage, quaking with fear.
You see nothing there, but you know it's Iker.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the imp. I thought it was Koshak.
Yes, who shows up from the back of your carriage? What a fucking legend!
The absolute madman.
What the? At this point, he's just like a trickster god, right? Like, why does he even bother showing up to a small party?
Hey, small
Just
parties.
to play trick?
Small parties are still entertaining as fuck.
God. He's that guy. He's that fucking wizard at the tavern who gives quests.
Yep. And soon he'll be the one complete. So, as you go on the carriage ride out, all is actually very bright and beautiful today. It's very sunny. Everything's very clean. You know, not too much in the way of dreariness or the clouds before. Everything else seems very relaxed. As you hurry along the road, finally reaching the manor after a good while in travel, there's nobody there.
Oh no.
You don't see any of the hired thugs, the bounty hunters. You don't see any dogs. Nobody patrolling the grounds.
Did it already happen?
Which finally, as you get out of the carriage, Hushan looks very concerned. Which, at this point, he gets out cautiously, just ties off the horses to one of the posts. You can see the doors are open. You see that there's blood on the stairs leading into the manor.
Oh fuck.
Alright, boys, theory time.
It's just a theory. The game theory.
Oh my god.
They've shown some capability to shapeshift. We brought back a hag.
Wait, what?
No, I mean, my
Theory.
obvious I'm gonna tell you right now, I knew this pretty much from the fucking get-go. A lord adopted a random-ass woman. I knew this woman was, like, 10th degree suspicious.
Well, never mind.
Also a good theory.
Alyssa was a fucking hack.
Mysteriously riding out into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Likes to go for early morning rides, was left in a basement instead of having her fingers immediately eaten.
the real question is, why now? Is this where the session ends? Because we can't like proceed without Mill.
At this point, you can proceed just a little bit further.
Okay. Cordelia, Caldeer, and Mill, and Hushan, would you like to lead the way?
Let's go. I'm gonna check it against my dream. I'm also going in front because I don't want her through my mind to be able to see where everybody else is, just in case she's like ready for an ambush or something.
So as you enter in, you could see there's blood all over the doors, like somebody was just swiftly stabbed and rent, and then there's still some gore fresh on the floor. Some drag marks, others that looked like they were forced to walk even after being stabbed. At this point, you kind of hear a few men kicking someone, screaming, "Where is it? Give it up! We know it's here!" Which, at this point, coming through the foyer, into the main hall. As you look up to the right, you see one of the men kicking in a psychotic state as the other two just keep carving off pieces of his leg. And he just spits on the ground like, "Fine, you're as useless as the rest of them." Quickly slits his throat as you enter in. You can see blood is all over the floor, as they were probably tormenting this man for a while. They're all carrying daggers and wearing the same cloaks and robes as each other. "Look, it's them from before. Don't look downstairs." And then they immediately the rest turn around, quickly stand up, blood fresh on their knives. Quickly go to attack you, and we'll leave off there.
Fuck.
Hot diggity dog.